Hello? Hello, dudes? Happy, Sunday? Welcome to the stream! What a music cue. I didn't plan for that. Welcome, dudes. Hello? How are we doing today? You like my tree? It's a good tree. I was debating doing an Empire stream today, but after doing the tree, I actually spent all of my day off yesterday just playing on Empires. So here's what I ended up doing, because I just wanted to play Minecraft. You ever just want to play Minecraft? So, I built the whole tree. I used almost all of the stacks of leaves that I got, which was like 20-something stacks of leaves. Used them all, nearly. Had to chop down another good several mangroves for enough wood, too, because it needed more branches. So what I did is I mixed in littler branches in the center, because it needed more leaves everywhere, and they needed to attach some way to each other. So I used roots. I have so many stacks of roots, and I have so many more, because the mangroves grow so tall and have so much root. They have more root than logs half the time. So the tree's done. It's awesome. I'm actually going to put more glowberries in it because it's not quite willow tree enough for me. But glowberries can't attach to leaves, so I need to shove a root every time I put a glowberry, and it kind of looks a little ugly from the underneath. But I think when I do a bunch of them, it'll look even better. So then it has a bunch of hanging leaves. I really want it to be overly filled with glowberries. And then what I also did after that was I did my whole magical transition in recording for my YouTube video of turning the villager that we have, our mending villager, into my custom villager, which is why I won't play Empires today. I did put him in a house. I put him in my house, and I could just keep that house off limits if I wanted to stream Empires, and you wouldn't have to see him, so it wouldn't spoil it. But I decided to do Am I the Assholes instead because it sounded like fun. And then I also I got carried away. I went mining because I have like 2 tools that aren't netherite yet. So I ended up getting not only enough for those 2 tools, but another 2 ingots. So 16 ancient debris so that I could get a hoe later. And then just one for fun, just an extra one. I just happened to get that much by the time I was making my way back out. So all my tools are netherite, fully enchanted exactly the way that I want them, mending on everything. Except for I'm trying to like buff everything to efficiency 5. Everything is efficiency 4. Got a new shovel, it's got unbreaking. I need to get an unbreaking book. Can you put an unbreaking book on a bow, actually? The bow is going fast. I stand by choosing I chose infinity this time. I usually choose mending instead and just get a bunch of arrows, but I chose infinity and it's dying. It's breaking, so I need unbreaking on my bow. That's the only thing missing. I got feather falling on my boots. I went really hard last night. Feather falling 3. I got one more I need to get, so I'm working on just combining a buttload of books and just doing level 1 enchantments. But I didn't do the hoe either yet. I didn't make and enchant the hoe yet, but I have the ingot for it whenever I do, and then that'll be every single tool in the game made to netherite. I think there's an achievement for that. Except for the helmet. I didn't do a helmet because obviously, we wear a witch's hat. Anyway, that's my whole spiel of what I did last night. I do think that's everything. I also brewed a few extra potions because I gave some away. I did a whole bit with Sausage because I'm recruiting him for a little bit of help with our empire. And he told me all about his area and all of the magic he's got going on. And I gave him a gift of potions, so I made more. And I also still need to get a trident. But I'm hoping the creeper head that we were trying to get, we can make a trade with Joey instead so I don't have to do it. But I still have to get a trident anyway. So the whole next episode's pretty much planned out for doing all of those things. And then the next episode and all the next streams will begin building. Please hold. This. Oh, I missed this. Oh, he's tiny. That's the next project. After all of those things I just listed. Where's the button? There. Well, let me get even closer. Look at this. Look at this beaut. I'm gonna build this next. Mushroom lights in the windows. I love that. There's no windows. I mean, I could probably put some in, but the windows are covered with mushroom lights, which just look so pretty. And we're gonna do purple to pink to lime. So not red, because that's not our color scheme. We're doing purple. That's the next project. It's gonna take a lot of blocks. I'm gonna use a lot of mangrove in that tree part because it looks like it's a tree trunk coming up into the tip of the hat. And then I'll probably use the same woods that they use in the picture. I think it's probably spruce and stuff. Mud is that mud in there? In that little bit under the roof? Don't know what I'm going to use for the purple part. Probably the same things as the mushrooms. Terracotta, concrete, wool, into... What are those pink planks? Is that crimson? They look really pink. And then stripped crimson. And then pink... I'm guessing. I don't even know. Pink terracotta and or pink concrete. I think it's pink terracotta. Into white. Which I was trying to figure out what that block is between the pink and the lime for so long. And I was like, what are you? I think it's white terracotta because it's like a little bit pink, but also kind of gray. I think that's just because it's next to the green. And then moss and lime concrete. And anyway, that'll be an entire stream. Just getting all of that, probably. Is it bone block? No, I think it's, I'm like so certain it's white terracotta. It's hard to tell because it next to the green looks a lot more gray, but then when it's in the pink, that looks unmistakable for that pink tone of the white terracotta. I don't know. That's what I think. Pretty certain of it. I don't know if there's a video attached to this guy. Actually, what did it say on the picture? Yeah, we're gonna find, I don't know if they made a tutorial for it. If they didn't, this will be even harder. But we'll do our best. But we're gonna read Am I the Assholes today. Anyway, without further ado. Also, I want to watch maybe like 1 or 2 other cut button videos because they're just so much fun. And making that video was fun. And I'm gonna make a video out of the other one that we had already watched, that same stream. So I might just start going through watching all of the button videos. Am I the asshole? Reddit? They're just good videos. Spleen the Great, thank you for subscribing. Sarah Hannah, thank you for gifting a sub. How you doing, my guys? Thank you for the 100 bits. Justin, thank you for subscribing. Jason, thank you for gifting and subscribing. And Malto Dextrine, thank you for subscribing. Marcus, thank you for the 200 bits. Just want to say I love your streams. You helped me a lot with my coming out journey. I've been watching for so long. I remember buying one of your Hello shirts in 2017. I'm so sorry. That was probably not my best of merch days. I definitely think we do better merch now. But that's so cool. I always love seeing people that have the really old merch. Some of it was just objectively an interesting design choice. I just put my whole big character on a shirt for one of them. It was a good drawing of my character. That was a good shirt. Thank you so much for the bits. Okay, let me pull aside as many of the juiciest Am I the Assholes as I can find. Okay, this one has like 20,000 votes on it and 2,000 comments. So, am I the asshole for refusing to punish or allow my wife to punish our son? There's gonna be a lot more context needed for that one. Bovu, thank you for the 200 bits. Thank you so much. Actually, a lot of these are... I feel like we've given a little bit enough of a break to reading Am I the Asshole? So there's a lot of new ones with a lot of votes and comments on it. Am I the asshole for returning the money to my mother-in-law in front of everyone, embarrassing her? I don't know if that sounds like fun juicy. I want fun juicy. I want really fun problems to solve. Am I the asshole for no longer being the maid of honor for my sister's wedding after her fiance humiliated me? I'm curious what he did. Am I the asshole for wanting space after our daughter eloped? Family drama is so complicated. There's so much complicated family drama. I do also like reading the relationship ones, but it's always the same problem. You didn't talk to each other. Just start there. Am I the asshole for pointing out that I've realized my wife hugely favorites our son opposed to our daughters? And... oh my god, there's a bunch of stuff happening. Okay, we're gonna read a lot of these. Am I the asshole for returning a product 3 times? That one sounds so... that one sounds fun because it's not a life... you know, it's not a deep problem. How many times have you returned this product? What's wrong with it? That one just sounds on the surface. Not gonna be complicated, not gonna have to comment on people's lives and their problems. I'm gonna see. Hey, if you paid for it, you return it as many times as it takes to get the one that's right. But also, if you're doing clothes, maybe now's the time to just start shopping in person, if you can. Although maybe not, honestly. Maybe maybe you don't want to be out there. Am I the asshole for leaving my sister at the airport because she said she was coming alone, but her fiance came with her too? Oh, that sounds... I don't know. Am I the asshole for not giving up a priority seat? That could either be really fun or just not a fun one to read. Sarah, thank you for the 200 bits. I really appreciate it. I'm going to open it in a tab and just I'll skim it to find out. But let's read... let's read, am I the asshole for refusing to punish or allow my wife to punish our son? What'd he do? What was the punishment? It's very short. Hold on, I'm freezing. When will your 24-hour stream be? I gotta see that goal happen before any plans are made. I have lots of ideas for what we're gonna do, but... definitely don't know when because we might not be having it this month. I'm just saying. I want to give a big incentive for hitting a big goal. That's not even where we're at with subs though, so I'm glad I just noticed. Let me update that. It's always broken when I try to have it be... wait, this is the wrong thing. It always breaks when I put the number of subs that we currently have, but whenever I put a goal of like 100, it keeps track of it perfectly. I don't know why. Let's fix that number to the current correct number of subs. So you can know where we're at. And then I will just have to keep updating it. Oops, that's not the button I meant. No! No, stop downloading. Anyway, hearing Shelby say bad words sounds strange. I haven't done a family-friendly stream in a while. We'll probably do the next Empires one family-friendly. Anytime it's Empires, I really just should. Let the kids watch. But, I will be saying asshole a lot today. That one's just gonna be pretty much unavoidable, I think. Just a Shrek in the Swamp. Thank you for subscribing. It's a good name. It's a good name. I like it. Whoa, where'd the... oh, that was like half the light on my face. Who would have thought? What type of cat do I have? She's a Bombay mix. She's mixed with something big. I don't know how big... Bombays aren't considered large. I think they're medium-sized cats. She's long, like she's a big cat. Not in weight, but just in sheer size. So I don't know what she's mixed with, but I would love to get a DNA test to find out. Where is sub goal on this page? They changed the way it looks. And now I can't find it. Where are you? Subscriber girl. I found it. They moved it twice in the last recently. So we are actually... Oh, it took the whole thing away. We are at 1,637 subs. And I'm going to have end in the end of August. And I think I just had a bunch of question marks before. There we go. Done. Fixed. Sweet. Let's read. Am I the asshole for not... Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Am I the asshole for refusing to punish or allow my wife to punish my son? I'm going to charge my mouse while I read because it's dying always. This all started back in March. My son's best friend turned 13. In his family... Wait, I just realized something. Just in case. Fit check. Fit check. I'm wearing overalls today. I'm bringing overalls back, but they're like a full long one. And they're really comfortable. I'm a big fan. I really like these. I think I took a picture of them one time on Instagram. And I haven't worn them since. I challenged myself today, and I think I will start to challenge myself at least every day. More days to wear something that I haven't worn in months. I have a lot of clothes that haven't been touched in some number of months. I need to decide if I'm going to keep them or get rid of them if I'm not going to get anywhere out of them. This guy, I love him. He's staying, and I'm going to wear him more, so expect to see him more often. What did I take my mouse off of charge to do? What was I going to do? Oh, I started to record the stream because I forgot to hit the record button. We are going to read the most juicy Am I the Assholes that we can find. So let's start with, am I the asshole for refusing to punish or allow my wife to punish our son? This all started back in March. My son's best friend turned 13. In his family, 13th birthday is a huge deal. In addition to a massive party, which all four of us were invited to, his parents also took him to Disney World. They invited my son to attend as well. All right, why 13? Did I have a special? No, I didn't have a special 13. 15? 16? 13's weird, but okay. My wife was hesitant to consent to this. She said it was unfair to allow our son to go when our 9-year-old daughter can't. I don't think that a 9-year-old should do the same things as a 13-year-old. You know what I did get at 13? 13 when I was graduating 8th grade going into high school. I guess that's why. Also you become a teenager. I guess that's fine. And also that's when you upgrade to high school. That's like a big change. And that's when I got my first phone, because the only reason I got a phone was because I was going to high school, and my mom worked in my grade school, so she was there all the time. But going off to a school where she couldn't be all the time every day, yeah, that was the time to get me a phone. Oh, wait, Bar Mitzvah's 13. Okay, I didn't know that. I was thinking, in my head, I was like, 15, quinceañera, and then 16 is just, 16 is what people sell. But also, why? What happens at 16 that's so special? Anyway, that's when I got a phone and a Facebook page. That's when I was allowed to have a Facebook page, was when I turned 13. Okay. My wife was hesitant to consent to this. She said it was unfair to allow our son to go when our 9-year-old daughter can't. Yeah, that's weird because that's my nieces, my oldest 2 nieces, are that exact age gap. And the 13-year-old got to do things with her friends. One, even if they were just her group of friends, the 9-year-old couldn't always go because they weren't her friends. They were her sister's friends. And also, they're going to do different things, especially since she loves Disney and princesses. I said that our kids won't always have the exact same opportunities, and if we set a precedent here, we'll have to stick to it if and when our daughter gets a similar opportunity. Yeah. Yep. Also, that's a good lesson to just teach now, because it was a big problem for my 2 nieces. If one got something, the other one wanted it. So every time me, my mom, my sister, we were getting like each of them birthday gifts, it almost always had to be the same thing. Or like Christmas gifts had to be the same thing. Not birthday. Birthday, they had to be separate. I forgot. Christmas, we'd all get them the same things each so that one wasn't jealous of the other. But you got to teach that to them eventually, that they're not always going to get the same things. They're a significant age gap between 9 and 12 is just, or 9 and 13 is just a significant difference in where they're at in their lives. You know what you need to do, though, is do things separate with each of them often. They got to have their own day. They have to understand that some things are for them. Some things aren't going to be for them, but also make a day be special for the 9-year-old that the 13-year-old doesn't get to go to, because it's just teaching them these are things that you get, and sometimes you don't get to have all of the same things, but this one is yours. You do get this one, and it's special, and it's yours. Also, maybe on that day, have your 9-year-old have a special Disney day with mom somewhere else. Go to the Disney store in the mall. My mom would do that for me because we couldn't go to Disneyland. It was expensive and far away. So we'll have to stick to it if and when our daughter gets a similar opportunity. So we'd just be punishing both our children needlessly. My wife reluctantly agreed that we should allow our son to go. I gave our son money to buy his sister souvenirs. He did, and his friend's parents even bought extra stuff for him to give to her. Still, when she saw him come back wearing a Star Wars shirt with the Mickey hat and trading pin lanyard, she burst into tears. My wife later said we made a huge mistake and never should have let him go. No. I worry for this woman as a mother. You got to teach the 9-year-old that those are things that he gets, and you got things. Be happy for the things you got. Okay, I mistakenly thought all of this was behind us. Now we are not well off financially, but my brother-in-law is, and he invited all of us to a beach house he rented for a summer send-off. My wife told me she wants to have our son stay with my dad and just take our daughter to even the score. Don't teach them that! No! You don't want to teach them that there even is a score. There is no score. That's a really bad way of looking at it. I'm assuming that this is how the mother was raised with her siblings. Was probably that either everybody got to do it or nobody got to do it. And if somebody got to do something, you got to even it out because you're keeping track. Don't. That's awful. Especially, adults who do that, who keep track of things against their friends, their significant other. Bad move. Bad move. I told my wife this isn't happening. We are their parents. We can't favor one child over the other. Not being invited. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold. Carry on. I told my wife this isn't happening. We are their parents. We can't favor one child over the other. Not being invited to the birthday trip of a kid you barely know is no way comparable to being left out of a family vacation. And why do you want... Okay, I'm going to finish first. And I'm shocked she would even suggest such a thing. I refuse to allow it. Now my wife is angry, but I don't care. I'm not punishing my son for being lucky. Am I the asshole? I have a question for your wife really quick. For what reason does she want to leave your son behind on the family vacation? Did she explain herself for that? Why does she want to bring your daughter? I get sometimes parents want to go on a little trip without their kids at all. For what reason is she leaving the son behind but wants to bring your daughter? Oh, wait, I literally immediately forgot it's only for evening the score. That kind of sounds... I forgot because I kind of don't blame her. I mean, believe her? Sorry. I feel like that's a lie and she just wants to bring her daughter on this trip but needs to make an excuse for it, but doesn't want to have her son. I don't know. This is me speculating, but part of me doesn't believe her that she remembered and has to even the score and that's something she's doing with her children. Maybe she is, though. Both are toxic. It's especially the family vacation of all things. It sounds like she's got a little favoritism and wants to bring her little girl with her, and maybe she has a little special bond between her and her daughter that she doesn't have with her son because they're the ladies. But I don't know. Also, you're going to end up with a really spoiled daughter. I'm going to tell you now. My nieces, for a period of time, were very spoiled children because of this mindset. And it's going to be nasty to deal with later when she's 13. I will tell you that now. Yeah, no, not the asshole, but also really big problem between potentially you and your wife with like such a different idea about how you should be parenting your children. You got to talk that one out. I think you got to talk about that one more. It sounds like you didn't talk about it enough, and you got to have that sorted and not do it in front of the kids and teach them lessons. Like, there's a score kept between you and your brother. Keep track of any time you get something that you don't, and then you get to redeem for one thing later, because everything has to be equal at all times for you and your sibling. Not a good. Plus, it was his son's friends. It was his son's friends. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It was his son's friends. You don't have to have your daughter go with him every time he hangs out with his friends. Do you do that? Tell me you don't do that. Oh no, there's so much that could go wrong. Well, let's see what Reddit comments say. Not the asshole. Your wife sounds like she has a clear favorite out of the two kids and isn't afraid to show it. I don't believe her that she's trying to keep score and is just favoriting her daughter in this moment for a family vacation. Even if you believe in it evening the score, why would you choose when the whole family is going to do something and then just... How do you explain that to your son? Also, if it's a lie and you just really want to take your daughter, that's going to mess with your poor son. Bad parenting. Bad move. You can fix it, though. Go to therapy together. Of course your son should go on a vacation with you all. I'm shocked that she would want him to miss out. That's awful. Is she always this unkind to him? And then somebody else said, I'm not sure it's necessarily a favorite thing. I think OP's wife has good intentions. They're just misdirected and immature. But in her mind, she's making things fair. I don't believe that. I think she just is using that as an excuse to bring her daughter because she does have a favorite. But I could be wrong. Both make her the asshole. Yeah. One, you can't pick a favorite. You have to do the thing where if you're going to do something special with your daughter, you also have to do, and you should do something special with your son so you have built a relationship with both of your kids individually. What do I know? I don't have any kids, but I did this with my cats, and that worked out really well. So, not the asshole. Next up. Also, I have Ritz crackers. I'm going to just start eating them occasionally because I'm hungry. And this is my snack of choice lately. You ever just eat a sleeve of crackers? I know you do. You ever just whip out some saltines? Tommy did this. We were all hanging out. And he whips out a box of crackers. I've never done it. I never brought my own box to a friend's house and then just pulled them out to start snacking on. But I respected the move. It was honestly hilarious to me that he just started eating saltines. I don't know where the box came from either. But yes. Ritz, though. I also have like a bunch of cheese in my fridge. Like little oh my God. Leave it to the crinkling of the wrapper of a snack to make my cat appear in the doorway. Ominously, because she is simply a void in reality. Hello, my love. You scared the shit out of me. Oh my God. She heard the crinkling. She knows. She knows the difference between crinkling of something that is not of interest to her and the crinkling of food. Crinkling of a snack that could be of interest. And I do actually give her little bits of Ritz cracker. Hey. She's also rubbing her eyes because she just woke up. Can I show you how she's been all day today? Let me lower the brightness on my phone because it's always max brightness. You guys should have known that because every time I show you a picture on my phone, it's white when I put it up to the camera because I'm on full bright mode. But this is how she's been today. In her hammock in the window in the kitchen. For hours asleep. Which... also a move. Also, very respectable way to be chilling. But she just woke up because she heard crinkling. I'm going to get her up on the desk with just... Gonna eat one cracker and she's going to jump up, I bet. Maybe it takes 2 crackers? She's leaving. Wow, I was wrong. Battery percent? Why is everyone judging my battery percent? Oh, it's because of the brightness. Listen, also, can I tell a story? We're going to read more, don't worry. Forget about the fact that I told everybody I keep my phone on full brightness. Just for a second. Do it for me, please. While I tell this story. Just forget about it for 5 minutes for me. So I go into the Apple store because my battery's always dying, right? My phone is always dead and dying everywhere I am. So I went to the Apple store to tell them that my battery was broken, or something was wrong with it, and I wanted to get a replacement. He was like, well, let's check what the problem is first, because maybe you don't need to replace the whole battery. And that's number one thing he did. He was like, well, first of all, your phone's fully bright. This will drain your battery. It's the biggest drainer of your battery, literally, of all the things that you could be doing on your phone. So he was like, keep it about halfway to quarter halfway to the bottom. But also, can I argue in my case that sometimes it's just a little difficult to see your phone when it's like a little bit too dim? And why should I struggle to see what is on my phone when I could just full blast the brightness all the way to the top and I can see everything perfectly fine? I don't do this at night. Just to be clear, I put it halfway when it's nighttime. I'm not trying to flashbang myself when I go to scroll on TikTok. But in the daytime, when it's bright, especially when you're out in the sun sometimes, all the way up, I'm not going to struggle one bit to see what's on my phone for even a second. And also, I feel like we're at a point in time where our technology should allow us to have full brightness on our iPhones without wasting battery. Can we figure that one out? Because why should I use my phone at half capacity bright and struggle to see what's on it just because your battery can't handle it? Fix the battery. That's the problem. It's not me. Also, she uses light mode like me. We're awesome. I was about to also defend my light mode users out there. I do have Discord and Twitter in dark mode. I think actually I have Twitter on dim mode, and Discord I think has dim mode, which is like a light gray and or bluish color instead of black, because I don't like how dark the black of dark mode is. But I have my texts in light mode, and I'm keeping them that way. One, I hate change. I'm used to them already being light mode. I never have changed it. I don't even know what it looks like, honestly, off the top of my head. I'm leaving them that way. I never had a problem with it. Also, let's all remember that using light mode and dark mode are accessibility settings. And you know what? Sometimes I struggle to see in dark mode. So I have poor eyesight. I have little sensitive eyes, and they struggle. So leave me alone. But I do use dark mode or whatever it's called, dim mode, whatever weird word they chose to call it, on Twitter and Discord and Twitch. I think not YouTube though. Everything has dark mode now, but I don't even actually realize which websites have it anymore, because I don't go out of my way to switch it whenever it becomes a thing. I don't even know about it when it becomes a thing. And I don't mind it the way it is. I don't mind it in light mode. So how did this whole conversation start? Oh, my phone, my battery. Yeah, we need better batteries. That's really where we need to be focused, and not on the fact that I like things really, really bright and I'm not blinded by it. Although I am very sensitive to the sun and I'm very easily blinded by the sun. I'm actually advised by my doctor to not go outside without sunglasses on, so I really can't pick a lane. Am I the asshole for no longer being the maid of honor for my sister's wedding after her fiancé humiliated me? Well, let's see what he did. My sister's getting married soon to Nino. As part of the I feel like they're using real names, because who uses a fake name, Nino? Unless you do. It's a very out of the box name to use as a fake name, so I think they're just using the real names. Okay. As part of the wedding celebrations, our family is visiting Nino's family in Italy. Woo! My family is very good friends with Nino's dad and uncle as they grew up together, so this isn't our first time meeting most of them. Cool. Nino is used for godfather. You want to know, my godfather is the most American Italian godfathery man, and it's so funny. His name's Richie. I would love to tell you his last name, but I don't want to dox my own godfather, but it's the most Italian last name that I know. He's got the very slicked back, combed graying dark black hair. And he has the whole New York, Jersey accent. He's, what are you talking about? So that's my godfather. He's literally a godfather. Okay. Nino has a cousin, Luca, who I made an enemy out of when I was 9 because I told our dads that he pushed me into the water when I actually slipped and he got into a shitload of trouble. Okay, so you're the problem so far. I haven't seen him since we were children, so I thought he would be over it by now, but he very clearly wasn't and seemed to hate my guts, judging by how he looked at me. How much time has passed? You're adults, right? They didn't put their age in the story at all? I always kind of assume most of these are around the range of 20 to 25, give or take, a lot of the times actually older, like 40s, like married couples, or teen, but you're definitely not 9 anymore. You should let that go. He's going to be Nino's best. He's the one getting married. Nino's getting married. He's holding on to that still. He's going to be Nino's best man, and since I was supposed to be the maid of honor, I thought it would be good for us to put the past behind us. So I tried to apologize to him multiple times in English, but he acted like he couldn't understand, and he only ever spoke Italian around me. I asked Nino to translate my apology for me, but he told me it would mean more... Oh, wait, no, this is Luca. My bad. Nino is getting married. Luca is his cousin who is there. Asked Nino to translate my apology for me, but he told me that it would mean more if I said it to him myself in Italian to show that I was genuinely sorry. He taught me how to say it. He taught me how to say what I wanted to say, but Luca was never alone, so I was finding it hard to find a chance to apologize. One day he was sitting with a group outside, and Nino told me to just say it in front of everybody since Luca was avoiding me. I said it, and everybody who spoke Italian found it hilarious. I had no idea what was so funny until Luca asked me in English to repeat what I said. Oh, no. What did Nino do? He set her up. He sabotaged her. What did you say? I tried to apologize in English, but he told me to say it in Italian again. After I said it, he stood up and told me to come inside with him. I don't want to read that. Oh no. Wait. I can't read that. I can't say that out loud. I don't know how to say something to replace this sentence because I don't want to say it. I have to finish the story, though. He stood up, and it's relevant. I have to say it. I'm going to put, he told me to come inside with him, and he would, my brains out. I was angry and embarrassed, so I told him to stop being disgusting, and he told me that was what I just said to him. Nino found it hilarious, as did everyone else. I yelled at him, and so did my sister. I ended up telling them I wouldn't be the maid of honor anymore because the groom was a prick. My sister is begging me to drop out of her wedding. Not to drop out of her wedding. My sister is begging me not to drop out of her wedding and has told Nino to apologize multiple times, but I still don't want to do it or be around Luca and Nino more than necessary. Am I the asshole? She would. Fuck his brains out. That's what it said. I didn't want to say it until I realized I had to because it's literally what she said to him in Italian. I didn't want to read it as her and say, my. That's what I was avoiding. We don't need that out of context. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't know. It's obviously a prank. It's a joke. And it isn't one... I'm not a big prank lover when it comes to people that you should be feeling safe around. Some people don't mind it. Some people are okay with having the constant fear of a prank happening to you at any moment in time with their significant others, with their family members. I'm not about it personally. I don't think it's something you should do to somebody until you know if they're into it or not. And she probably would have been like, no, please don't ever prank me. That would be mortifying for me because that would be me. I wouldn't have done that. Also, he needs to get over it. He was 9 when it happened. I don't know how old he is now. Honestly, it's It's kind of relevant. I'm surprised they did not put anybody's ages in this story because Nino's the one getting married. Lucas is cousin, and when she was 9, she pushed him in the water. But how old are you two? And was he younger than you? And now is only like a teenager? Or was he about your age and you're both in your 20s? I don't really know. It doesn't matter. He should have at least accepted the apology now. He should have just accepted your apology the first time you tried to give it in English and let it go. But I would not have done the prank on her. I don't think that. I would have liked it very much. I probably would have been mortified but laughed it off and then gotten mad later. I wouldn't have gotten mad. No, I would have just honestly been embarrassed. And that feels like so shitty. So Reddit says, not the asshole. You were 9. Fuck the whole lot, they said. Ooh, but then somebody said, the sub is so weird with situations like this. If this post were from the other perspective, these comments would be a lot different. When I was 9, my cousin's friend lied and said I pushed her into a pool. I got into a shitload of trouble for that, even though I didn't do anything, and it really affected me. Now that friend wants to apologize to me, but I still don't want anything to do with her. Am I the asshole? Yeah, no, I'm consistent. I think you were 9, and you should let it go and accept, I mean, I don't know, give the person that she is now, probably a decade later, a chance, and then decide, and then if you still decide, like, you want nothing to do with her, at least still be civil, you know? Be an adult, be mature. I wouldn't change my mind if the story was flipped. I would think you're an asshole for holding over something that happened when you were 9 against a full-grown adult that was a child then and now is an adult and has made many decisions, learned many lessons, is a whole other person. In fact, an adult person instead of a child person. So, yeah, no, you're not the asshole. I'm I stick by it. That didn't change my mind at all. Not the asshole. This is disgusting. I wonder if OP's and Nino's dad have been told about this. Don't give in to your sister on this. Is this a prankster family? I would have wanted to be warned if this is something that they do regularly. But she isn't here with anyone, right? It's her sister's wedding, but she's not here with a significant other at all. She's just here on her own. And now doesn't want to be involved in the wedding. Does her sister know this is the kind of family? Does she know what she's marrying into? Because I worry for your sister too. Is she going to be cool with this? They're jokesters. That's a terrifying life to live. I'd be afraid every waking moment. And when I'm asleep. That's why I couldn't be involved. I couldn't be involved in a family like this. I already lived this way with my brother. He was awful to me when we were kids. And you know what I don't hold against him? What he did when we were kids. But hey, that's just me. Oh, wait. OP answered. OP's here. OP is still using this account and responding to stuff. My sister told all 3 of our dads felt like we were all kids again. What did your parents say? They want me to be the maid of honor still for my sister's sake. My dad wasn't happy about what I said, but Nino's dad was already yelling at him, so he was more concerned about trying to convince me not to drop out of the wedding over this. That's what OP said. I didn't realize they were in the comments, so let me go back and read. No, they didn't comment on this one. The first one that I read. Yeah. No, you're not the asshole. And I wouldn't blame you if you don't want anything to do with Luca now, because he showed you who he is now, not when he was 9 years old, which is still immature. I would say. Not a good joke. Not a good joke, not funny. And don't do those jokes on people if you don't know them well enough. Maybe once you know somebody well enough, you know that's like their humor. Maybe they don't mind it. They're into it. They'd think it was funny. You got to know that first, though, I think. At least the sister, or at least OP is not the one marrying into this family, because that would be a shock to find out. She said she's met their family before, and I guess this has never happened before. But, the fact that you had to tell everybody's parents. I'm getting the vibes that OP might be younger than 20s. Maybe is 18. Maybe is even 16. And maybe the others are in their 20s. And I don't know. The whole situation seems immature for Luca and for OP to be in. And they're all telling each other's dads on them. Weird that they didn't include their age either, which makes me also think teenager that didn't think about it and not an adult who wrote a story and didn't put their age in because they didn't realize it was relevant. But I don't know because they didn't put their age. And nobody asked either. Nobody's in the comments asking because they could have responded. I don't understand why the sister would still want to be married to that guy after all that with OP. Yeah, you know what? Wait, I just realized that. Luca didn't do anything. It was Nino. They're both immature. What's wrong with the two of them? Luca, honestly, well, he did something wrong in the first place, but then it was Nino who caused more problems. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I wouldn't want to marry him. But maybe the sister is one of those people that's into that kind of humor and she knows about it. And she's like, yeah, I'm so excited to get told things in Italian that I don't know what they mean. And I'm going to say them and humiliate myself. I'm so into that vibe. I don't know. You never know. Scott just sent me a picture. What do I have to show you? Oh no, I have to title this. Guess what I'm gonna do? Cool, that has a title now. All right, I gotta show you what Scott just sent me because it's funny. I'm assuming it came from Tumblr because we get these from Tumblr all the time. And they just make my day, honestly. A lot of people making Tumblr posts about like our characters on Empires. One of them, oh wait, I have to go find the other one. I can't find the picture that I just saved to desktop to show you. Where did you go to? You know what would have solved this problem was properly titling it, probably. It's just not even in here. Okay, hold on. I gotta save here, please. It's so worth it to show you. I mean, as long as you know what Empires is. Okay, where did you go? Here it is. Found it. Boom. And boom. Empires memes. It's good. Scott going off about magic. Oh, if you haven't watched Scott's episode yet, this doesn't really spoil too much, but I had a little interaction with Scott in his Empires video today. Scott going off about magic skulls and wizards. Shelby who just wanted to show off her cool new wand. Also, the one that somebody tagged me in was a text post about my character, and they said, Empire 2 Shelby is a great character because she appeals to everyone who has been failed by the school system. And it's so true. Okay. Where are we right now? With our post reading. Okay. Rosita, thank you for subscribing. Luna does art, thank you for subscribing. It's just a good meme. Sean Merck, thank you. Ooh, Two Angel of Darkness, thank you for the prime. Joe's Unicorn, thank you for the 2 gifted subs. And a cool girl. Thank you for the prime. I always think that your name says Kohl's. And Kohl's is cool too. I used to shop at Kohl's. As a kid, my mom would always have me shop at Kohl's. That was like inexpensive, but they had clothes that were like almost trendy, but honestly a little bit off, and I was always behind everybody at school. But I went to Catholic schools most of the time, the whole time until college anyway, so I didn't have to wear my own clothes until like once a month when you got to wear your own clothes. You know what I'm realizing more recently? I'm in England a lot, right? Got a lot of English friends who live there. And when I'm there, sometimes it can be, you know what was a culture shock? It can feel really lonely when you're in a room full of people who are all British and they're talking about something that only British people would know. And you just have to sit and listen. And eventually they get around and explain it to you, but it's not the same. You know, it isn't the same. I love when my American friends, at least one of them, are in the room with me. It always makes things just like a little bit better than being the only one in the room not knowing what's going on. But we were talking about our grade school and high school experiences, which I got to participate in. And we were showing videos of what our schools look like. And I realized they know a lot about American schools over there. They see it all the time in TV shows and media. Mine are nothing like regular American school experiences, I realized. So whenever they would ask me questions about American schools compared to British schools, mine sounded more like theirs than it did to other people who went to school here in America. So then I got to relate because I wore uniform. Private school experience is very similar to English school experience, just for the fact that you wore uniforms the whole time. I'm going to do a story time because mine were so ugly. I wish I had a picture. My grade school ones, which was kindergarten to 8th grade. I didn't do middle school or whatever that is. Catholic grade school from kindergarten. Our uniforms, until they changed them in 8th grade when I was leaving already anyway, and they're so much better now, before were as follows. Yellow, long sleeve or short sleeve, button up. We didn't do polos back then. Now they allow polos, but strictly button-up shirt. Yellow. Like a little bit of a paler yellow, but pretty damn yellow. Skirts only. We didn't have pants as an option yet either. I think I've described this before. It's actually a very similar pattern to this, except imagine this plaid, green and like dark something, black. I don't think it was blue or just dark green. But then also yellow little stripes and red little stripes mixed into the plaid. Yellow, red, and green. And a yellow button-up with a little collar. And a matching plaid vest. We had vests that we had to wear. It was a look. It was definitely a choice. And they did change it eventually. And now what their uniforms are is blue plaid. I think just only blue and black plaid skirts and navy polos or yellow polos because they let people keep yellow as part of the uniform if they already had bought it. But we had to buy the polos anyway because they weren't allowed before, so you'd have to be buying new clothes anyway. But they thought yellow would match the plaid skirts, so people could buy a new polo but still use the old skirts in that transition period, you know what I mean? Uniforms are pricey. Do we ever talk about that? Uniforms are so expensive. Private school kids, or I don't know if this is an English school kid too, you'd ever have to go into the store, like the Catholic, like private school uniform store in person and go have your uniform sized by like a person with a tape measure and go buy your shoes that had to come from the school uniform store. You couldn't get other shoes from anywhere else. You weren't allowed just regular tie black shoes. You had to buy one of the two options from the school uniform store. That was my grade school. And they were like, actually, my shoes looked like these. But these wouldn't have been allowed. These was my grade school shoes. These are my Docs, which I need to wear more, but they hurt my feet after a while. I got to break them in. This is what my school shoes looked like. Doc Martens would not have been allowed, even though they looked identical. You had to buy one of the school uniform options. Oh, and let me not forget, in this uniform of mine, black knee-high socks. To tie the whole look together, knee-high socks, which were also required. Is that not weird? Obviously, they changed it now. Back then, skirt and knee-high socks were a requirement. Pants were not an option, and short socks were not an option. The sock one is weird to me. The skirt one, yeah, we already know about that being an issue, and now we're allowed pants and things. But when only skirts were allowed, it was also only knee-high socks were allowed. That's like a weirdly specific extra detail. That's like weird, but I love the look of knee-high socks now. So that was my grade school uniform. And then high school was also very much not like other people's high schools. Also private school, incredibly small, 50 graduating girls, all girls. Boarding school with nuns. I did not board, but you had the option to. And our buildings were spread out in the mountains. My high school campus was like in the hills of New Jersey, spread out in the forest. We had a bear on campus once. We all had to stay inside until they took care of him. Unfortunately, in a gun way, they had to get him out. I think it was probably because it was hurt or something, and it was just a bear that was in pain in a campus full of girls. So they had to. You had to do it. But we had a bear on campus, and also we had a pool That was a secret pool that I thought was a lie until I became a senior, because only seniors are allowed to use it. And it's also even farther into the mountains where you have to hike, and we have to go with the teacher every time because there could be bears on this hike up to the pool. And it was all nuns. Our teachers were not nuns, some of them. We had non-nun teachers and stuff like that. But yeah, 50 girls in my graduating class, 200 girls in the school until they opened to being a middle school, because one in the neighboring town closed down. They opened to be a middle school, grew to 600 students in total, including all the middle schoolers. And that uniform, a lot more normal, but still plain blue skirt, plain navy blue skirt, white polo, or navy pants. Leave it to the actual all-girls school to have better uniform rules and not require everyone to wear a skirt. But if we had the skirt, it also was a knee-high sock rule, which is weird. I don't know why that detail makes it weird to me. I think you were allowed like half crew socks, like calf length socks, whatever. But that was our uniform, and we had a blue navy sweater with like the school crest, what's it called? Embroidered or whatever on the side. But when we had our weekly mass, we had to wear our blazers, and our blazers were gray, dark gray, with like a bunch of things, and very big shoulder pads, really big shoulder pads. And no one had these. Mine was too big. I just had a memory that I didn't have until right this moment, that because my sister also went to this school before me, and she's 4 years older than me. So when she graduated, I was going in. I got her hand-me-downs. I was very, very little in high school. Hadn't hit puberty yet. Was like the itty-bittiest little bean. I'm short. I just had absolutely no meat on my bones. Everything was too big. And my blazer was especially too big. And everybody else got like their fitted size, because it's supposed to be a tailored blazer. It's supposed to be fitted, and like mine was too big. My hands didn't make it out the ends of the sleeves. It had no shape to it on the side. It just, it was long. Also, my skirts were all long, but that was required. You try and roll it once, though. All of us rolled them once or twice. We always got in trouble for it, though, because they'd be like, let's see it. Let's see the waist, which is weird, too. But they checked to make sure they weren't rolled. And any black shoes that were tie shoes you could wear. That was my high school uniform. Anyway, that was a really long tangent about my high school experience and grade school experience. But every time I've described it, it makes more sense to British people. It doesn't like look like how it looks in TV or anything like that. But that's because that's public school on TV mostly. And private school is very much like English schools, I guess. What do the guys have to wear? All girls. Oh, the boys in... This is where things get unfair. The boys in my grade school... Now remember, grade school, green, red, and yellow plaid, and yellow polos. Guess what the boys wore? Baby blue polo, navy pants. Black tie shoe, also from the uniform store, but... Why did they get blue? Why did they get blue? Baby blue, like a nice light blue polo. And navy blue pants. And we got green, red, and yellow. I actually do think it was a plaid with blue, because I think our knee-high socks were navy blue, which is even more of a disaster. But I'm remembering I didn't have black socks. They were navy socks. Which is more, it's just worse. Everything just gets worse. Rampant sexism. They got blue and I got yellow. That's sexism. That's why the new uniform is just blues. The boys didn't even have to change their uniform, except they changed to dark navy polos instead of light blue polos. But in the couple years of transitioning, if you were already in the school and had all your clothes bought, they let you keep... I did have to buy polos still, though. They didn't let you keep the button up. I do like yellow. And I didn't back then, but even still, yellow, green, red, and navy blue plaid is a thing that shouldn't happen. If I Googled that, Google image, I've tried to Google my uniform, it doesn't come up. It's too old now, too much time has passed since I was in grade school. A couple of decades. I don't like that. I didn't like saying that out loud. So I'd have to find a picture of me as a kid, which I don't have on me, but I know exists. My mom has those. I'll have to get one and show you because it's... Who had a uniform that bad? Can anyone even compare, genuinely, to what I just described was my grade school uniform? I have to get a picture with the vest. Who had a vest? You don't do that. Plaid vest? Anyway. Green, navy, yellow, and red plaid. What even would Google try? Oh, I found it. You know what? It isn't that bad on its own. But in the uniform I described with a yellow button up, it just isn't really the look. And I think they recognize that. That's why they changed the uniform. Obviously, they didn't keep it in the end. It was like that since my dad went to that school. My dad went to my elementary school. It was around for a long time. This was the pattern. It makes more sense. It doesn't sound as bad. You know, it doesn't look as bad as it sounds. Green, navy, red, and yellow. It isn't a great school uniform, but it's kind of like a Christmassy vibe. It's the pattern standalone isn't like the worst thing ever I've ever seen. But as a school uniform, just not a good look with the button-up yellow and a vest and navy socks with black shoes. That as a whole, not good. This pattern, not the worst, kind of funky, kind of cool actually. A little bit trendy. Maybe my school was ahead of its time. Do I like my school uniform now? I have an idea. I have a really good idea. I'm gonna try with my sleuthing. Maybe I, as a full-grown adult, not in school anymore, they'll let me walk into one of these uniform stores and buy and recreate. But maybe in a nice, cool, fashionable way. But recreate, nonetheless, my grade school uniform. Can it be done? Can this vest be acquired? Green, navy, yellow, plaid, vest. The skirt comes up. I can get a skirt that looks like that. The vest is going to be the problem. How do you get a vest like this? Are you allowed to just go in one of these uniform stores? I found the skirt, actually. From Family Uniforms. FamilySchoolUniforms.com. I don't know if they make vests anymore. That might not be an option, honestly. Anymore. They definitely used to. But I'm going to type it in, though. Vest. Into the family website. And I'm talking, I should clarify, because I just typed in vest and they have a bunch of like sweater vests. It wasn't that kind of vest. It was like there wasn't buttons. It didn't connect to itself at all. It just kind of was there. Yeah, they don't have that kind of a vest. They have sweater vests. They have like full one piece, not a button up, not open front vest. Ours was just a little free floating vest, no buttons, doesn't connect in the front, just kind of is there. And then the button of the shirt is in the middle. Yeah, that's going to be hard. I bet you I can hand make it. I do plan to buy a sewing machine. I picked one out already, so I'm already ready to buy the sewing machine. I could probably make it. I just need a vest pattern. That's the easiest pattern I could even imagine. The shape of the back. And then both sides just mirrored. And then sew it together inside out. Easily could be done even like with the shittiliest, least experienced sewer. Was it a cardigan? No, a vest. No sleeves. Didn't have buttons. Like a Girl Scout vest. Exactly like that kind of a vest. Does this make it worse for everyone now again? Because I was just, we all fell in love with the pattern after all. But when I described the vest as a Girl Scout vest, now do we get it? Also too big. They weren't like cute little ones. They were just big. Much worse. I can't show you because they don't even have a picture of a vest like this on a uniform store. I don't think they make those anymore. They decided they were always a bad idea. Yeah. And when I type school uniform vest, it comes up with a sweater vest. But, yuck, I made it worse now. There are really cute sweater vests, button-up vests. Mine wasn't any of these. Why? Who even came up with this? Whose job is it to imagine the school uniform? Not a single photo of school uniform vest comes up with the kind of vest I wore. And it was Girl Scout. It just kind of like flopped onto your shoulders and was there in a way. All right, we're going to get back to reading Am I the Assholes? Don't worry. This was a necessary side story that I needed to share. All right, I'm going to save the school uniform store. I'm going to get that. I'm going to try and recreate this pattern and uniform, but I'm also going to try and find a photo of me in it. Oh, you? How did it look when she walked over there? I didn't even see. Was I? You just walked up and plopped. Baby Bean. Hi. She wanted to sleep. She was sleeping in the kitchen window still. She's not even on her blanket. She's been liking just laying on the bed. All right, I'm going to get back to Am I the Assholes immediately next, but I got to pee. So everybody get a drink, stay hydrated, get a snack. We're going to read. I've got like 4 or 5 more tabs of them, and we got a cut video, The Button Dating Show to watch. So don't go anywhere. I'm just going to be a few minutes. You know what? I'm back because I'm just going to. You may observe her while I'm gone. Was she good? Was she good while I was gone? Look at her looking. Hi. You're just a sleepy girl today, huh? All right, we can keep watching what she gets up to back there, and we'll keep reading Am I the Asshole? Silent Spook, thank you for subscribing. Bramsbone, thank you for the Prime. And Marcus, thank you for the 100 bits. We had nuns at mine as well. Some of them were awesome, though. Some of our nuns were awesome, too. They also loved volleyball. Some of ours not so awesome. But also, my school being all girls, run by nuns, there was a thing that every senior had to do, which was sit down in a meeting with the head nun of the school and answer whether we wanted or were interested in becoming a nun ourselves, because apparently that was their goal the whole time. Anyway. It worked on my sister, too. She became a nun for a little bit. Or what is called an aspirant, and then left before she became full nun. But nobody talks about how their recruiting process for nuns is a little bit weird. Am I the asshole for not giving up a prior? Oh, let me see if it is going to be a fun one. Okay, I'm going to read it. It's not anything like super bad. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to be not fun to read. She was half nun. Yeah, they asked me and I was like, no. 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 Thank you. No. Thanks for the education that you were hoping to send, to be giving to someone you were sending out into the world who's going to be a nun, but no. No thanks. I want none of that. It was a good one. I stole it. I'm sorry. Well, you said it different, but I improved it. Okay. Am I the asshole for not giving up a priority seat? Oh, I wonder if I could text my mom to send me a photo. Also, I do have no, my brain's everywhere. I have a photo album. Let me just check it really quick before we get too into things. Let me just, there you go. You can watch her. It's just worth checking the one photo album I have just to see if I do happen to have the picture. And if I don't, then I'll get it from my mom or something. But photos. Let's look at little me really quick. This isn't what most of you probably came here for. You came here for reading Am I the Assholes, but instead you're getting me. Me and more me. And little me. Here's me and my brother and my sister in like the oldest family photo ever. I'm the little one. Obviously, my style hasn't changed. She was a cottagecore queen. Look at the haircut. Oh, the haircut. Okay, so, long story short. Every summer we'd go to Ohio to visit some of our families. An 8-hour drive. It was like a whole thing. We'd wake up at really early in the morning. And we'd go and stay for a week at a time every summer. My cousins. They had 2 dogs and a cat. And nobody was able to get along with this cat except for me. Would you look at that? That's my cat. That's literally size and everything. Just reincarnated. This cat in this photo is very old, and is no longer with us now. It was in my destiny. I wasn't a cat person back then. I was a dog person, but this cat, this cat hated everybody except for me. That was foreshadowing. If I ever... Okay, so I have a photo of me in the uniform in kindergarten, which I should say was slightly different. Kindergarteners wore a dress instead of... Oh, we also had tights as an option. I didn't mention that. We did have knee-high socks or tights. We wore it as a dress version instead with the yellow button-up polo. Also, something that I didn't realize, and it's either in the kindergarten uniform or in all of the uniform, and I think all of the uniforms were a round collar. Is it getting better or worse? Because it's all over the place now. A yellow button-up with a round collar was the uniform for all of us, the girls. But here's me, the kindergarten version. Little buttons, way lower than my waist, because this was also my sister's, and I was way smaller than her at this point in time. I'm actually, funny enough, bigger than her now, just like in all our measurements. We're same height, but I got a little bit more button boob than she did. But there's kindergarten version of the uniform with little... You can't really see the yellow in the photo, but you can see the round collar, the little dress. Much too big for me. I would love if I had a vest version in here, but I don't know if we do. I'm just going to keep going until I find out. Me graduating kindergarten. Look how cute I was. Me graduating kindergarten. That's at my teacher's face. I kind of don't want to show that if I can help it. Come on. Let me just get the focus on the photo if I can manage it. My little pigtails. My little pigtail. Look at me! Look at my Yellow pigtails in my dress and my flowers graduating kindergarten. So little. Okay. I also have me graduating preschool in here. And my favorite dress at the time was my watermelon dress. So here is me. Focus on the picture. Wait. That one's me, obviously. In my watermelon dress. It was my favorite at the time, so I insisted I graduate in it. That's from the YMCA preschool. I don't think I have one of the uniforms because, I have a photo of a couple of my friends in it, but not me in it. Let me keep going to see if that changes. Here's me as a clown when I was 3. Because I was the clown of everything. That's my brother. I don't... I might not have me in the uniform, but I think I'm willing to show the photo of my friend in it. Oh my goodness. Cottagecore queen. Look at these overalls. That is such a look. Oh my god, the floral. The patterns. We loved putting me in overalls, apparently. I'm just going to show you pictures of me. Here's me and my sister. We're 4 years apart, but here's little me at the beach. You can see how tan I would get as a kid. Look at my legs. Except my face is still, and always was, pale. My face never tanned. These are me as a baby. Oh, this is me with my dog China. More me as a baby. Me in the kindergarten version of the uniform, and my sister in... Apparently you could wear that dress for a couple of the grades, because she was a few above me, and she's wearing the dress version of it. It was a round collar. Look at... This is my Easter outfit for whatever birthday this was. I think like 3 or 4. And that's my sister's. Look at my sister's. I had a hat. Honestly, these are kind of looks. These are something else. And I do still think I don't have my uniform. No. There are some photos in the back, though. Oh, we've done it, y'all. In the back, I have every class photo from every year. So that means I have the uniform. Which grade do I feel like showing? I'll show this one. This one's good. I'm like, I don't know how old I am in this photo. I have a bunch of it. I have so many of it now. I have too many of it. This one's the one with, this one's the one with the dress, and then this one's the one with the vest. I wish I had me standing. I'm sitting in all of them, so you can't really... That's kindergarten. We wore regular clothes. And that one, that's softball. Yeah. Okay. What even... I have just a bunch of photos in here, randomly. What are these? Where do these come from? That's my gym uniform. Ugh. Oh, this is my confirmation. Look at how unhappy I was at confirmation. Let's ignore this guy. Unhappy. I was a cute little kid. I didn't think so at the time. Here's my uniform with the vest. This one all the way. I mean, you could see it on everybody, but that one's me. I guess the collars did end up pointed. It was only the one with the dress had the round collar. And then the ones with the vest had a pointed collar. But you can see all of the boys wore ties. I had the polo wrong. They didn't wear a polo. They wore a light blue shirt with ties. Also a button up. And the tie had the school emblem on it. Yeah, we didn't have to wear ties, at least. It's cute when it's on a kid. Hi. Aw. I can't believe. This is my cat. This is just a very large black cat, but that's my cat. I'm gonna put this here if you don't mind. You can feel free to go over and sniff it. If you wanna. Okay. That's enough sidetracking. Let's read Am I the Assholes? But that was a look at some of me as a little kid. Let's read Am I the Asshole? Fluffy Bumblebee, thank you for subscribing. Papa Anna, thank you for subscribing. And Chin, thank you for the prime. Thank you, dudes. This is great content, though. Honestly, the vest isn't awful, but the rest is fine. The vest is awful, but the rest is fine. I wish you could see it standing up. It is quite a choice of a school uniform, though. I've never heard of anyone having a uniform that looked like that. I've never heard of that vest on a uniform from anyone else. Slam down a Coke. Am I the asshole for not giving up my priority seat? I had a really long day. It was my first day without my kid in a while, and I was using it to run errands, which included a bunch of shopping, so I had shopping bags with me. This isn't looking good. This isn't starting out great for you, but okay. I had also been on my feet all day, and my feet were aching. And I have an ongoing issue with my wrists that I take near daily painkillers for, so holding the bags was killing me. Okay, and then you took a priority seat. Let's find out. I got onto a bus, found a seat, and sat down. It was the only seat I saw that was available, and it was priority seating. Priority equaling disability, elderly, etc. That's what those are for. I do know my wrists don't count as a disability, or at least don't yet. We're still not sure why they hurt so much. But I was in significant pain and needed the rest. A few stops later, a man and an old lady got on the bus. The woman had a walking stick, and the man was sort of helping her walk. The man told me, didn't ask, told me to let his mother have the seat. He said it very loudly. Excuse me, please let my mother sit in the priority seating. I ignored him and looked out the window. It's not sounding good. This is not Pog. Not Pog at all. He said it again, but louder, and now everyone was staring at me. I continued to ignore him. He berated me, and finally someone else offered their seat. But the thing is, mine wasn't the only priority seating. It's just that I'm young looking, and the other priority seats had older people. So the people that the seats are for. And you were in one who it wasn't for. Right? That's why they went to you. If you had a disability, that'd be different. Young looking and assuming you don't have a disability is a problem, but you don't, and that's not the case. But I was in a lot of pain, had a genuine issue, my wrists. I can't read it other than sounding like just a complainy woman. That was incapacitating me, and I don't appreciate being bothered by a strange man in public when he could have asked around until someone gave up a seat. But you're in the priority seats, and the other ones are all, you said, taken up by also elderly people. So obviously, he's going to go to you. And if you were someone with a disability, you could say, actually, I do also need this seat, but could you ask someone not in a priority seat, if all of the other priority seats are taken by people with the priority that they're for, ask somebody else. But you just ignored him? That's an immature move, just to pretend he didn't say anything and look out the window. You can at least acknowledge it, say whatever you want, disagree with him, say, I actually do need this seat, I have a need for it right now, whatever you want to say, but don't ignore the man with an old woman in a walking stick. Are you going to make her stand? And you're just going to ignore them and not explain yourself. That's the part that gets me, is I'm going to pretend I didn't hear him part. Even though he said it really loud and I'm not going to acknowledge it, I'm going to pretend I can't hear. That's my disability. I couldn't hear you. Yeah, no, it also just sounds so complainy. I have a genuine issue. I was running errands all day, and I had a bunch of shopping bags with me. I was on my feet, and they were aching. I just hate that she didn't even explain herself. She could have still been an asshole for it, but you don't just ignore people who are speaking to you. Were you 5? Man. Yeah, it's one thing if you're a young person who does have a disability and is having a day where you need it, it's a priority, and you're also the person that needs it as a priority, but then somebody else comes on who also would need a priority seat, but all of them are taken by people with the priority, then you ask somebody able to just in a regular seat, I think, at that point. But you explain that. You explain yourself. You don't just... Would you hear something? It was in the wind. That move's childish. Reddit said, you're the asshole. People with the walking sticks struggle with standing on a moving bus. I would. And he also struggled just even helping her walk onto the bus. I think she needs to sit down. You didn't have to hold the bags. You just put them on the... That's what I'm saying also. I didn't even mention that. It's the first thing I thought. Put the bags down. Stop holding those. Standing isn't the same, is the same thing as sitting for your wrists. If you just put bags on the floor. It's a bit of a Karen move. A little bit. Little bit kind of tiptoeing into Karen territory. There's a chance to save you, though. Don't go full Karen on us. There's a chance. You're the asshole. People with walking sticks struggle to stand on a moving bus. You didn't have... Oh, yeah, I read all of that one. I thought there was more to it. Oh, and somebody made a good point. The odds of more seats emptying as it went on were good. So she could have just waited for a stop or two and then sat down. But, you know, what do I know? What else did Reddit say? You're the asshole. You know you're not disabled, and you refuse to get up for an elderly person who had a cane and needed help walking because you were tired, your feet ached, and your wrists needed rest. Lots of people's feet ache from working 16-hour shifts. That doesn't make them disabled, and I've literally seen these people get up for elderly people who were much less clearly disabled than this poor woman with a cane. Your wrists could rest standing up and the bags can be put down. I'm assuming you don't handstand on the bus like you're a member of the Cirque du Soleil. Come on, do better. That's what Reddit said. I completely agree to all of those things. That's a really, really well put response. I think they're both assholes because he demanded. He also, he didn't say it very nicely. And sometimes the priority seats do get taken up by people not disabled because they're left empty otherwise. And I don't think that it's... Tell me how you feel about it. Is it the worst to sit in one of those seats if you don't need it? If it's the only seat and there's no one standing. If somebody gets on that needs it, you get up and you give it to them right away. But if it's just an empty seat that wouldn't be taken otherwise and there is nobody else standing on the bus, usually people sit in those. And then you give them up as they become necessary and needed by somebody who might come onto the bus. But I forgot where I was going with this. Yeah. If you see someone sitting in one, it doesn't mean they did something wrong. But if you need to take it, you can ask them nicely. He didn't ask nicely, but also, yeah, they are both a little bit assholes. But he definitely needed the seat. He could have asked nicely, like, excuse me, we need the seat. Maybe then she wouldn't have ignored him. But I don't think she should have ignored him. And the bags can be put down. Your hands can rest while you're standing. But you're still an asshole, though. You're the asshole. That poor woman could barely walk and you could not get up for her because you have had a long day and your wrists hurt. It also is saying something that she thinks that this amount of pain that she is currently is enough to sit in one of those seats and not move for someone who is actually disabled and doesn't consider their day-to-day life, how it affects them because it's a disability and not just my wrists hurt today and my feet are tired. Just imagine their day and their life and I don't know, maybe get up. I don't know. What do I know though? Your wrists don't see. I like you're not doing handstands like you're in the Cirque du Soleil. The way he phrased it was perfectly fine. Him yelling it was the problem. But also, do we really believe maybe he even yelled? Or do we think that was dramatized to make her side look better? Because if he asks nicely, this story doesn't sound so good, does it? It doesn't sound like such a good, you don't look so good anymore if he were to have said it nice. So maybe we put it in all caps because he said it loud. They actually did not even say that he screamed. Just that they told him, please let my mother. This is a little suspicious. Didn't ask, told. I don't think that makes it worse because the way he told, which sounds like a command, was, please let my mother sit in the priority seating. He even said please, but she put it in caps and said that she told him, he didn't ask. I think it was phrased honestly okay because he said please. Could it have been phrased in a question? Sure, but I'm suspicious of you putting it in caps saying he said it loudly. I'm thinking he just said it. I'm just thinking he said it, and it doesn't sound as good for your side if he just said it nicely. The told was an excuse me, please. Yeah. Told actually said, please let my mother sit here. Is that asking? No. But is it telling someone like a command? Also no. I've never read this one before. You're having deja vu. That's fun. That doesn't happen to me that much. Also, good point. She didn't say yelled. He said it loud. He might have a hearing problem. There could be a number of reasons why he just said it loudly. The bus is loud. There's people talking. He didn't yell it. He just simply said in a loud voice, please let my mother sit in the priority seating. That doesn't sound as bad when you say it like how it actually is. Am I the asshole for wanting space after our daughter eloped? All of the ones I've put aside are pretty much short, which I like. I like being able to get through something real quick. It's a real short, easy story. Nothing too complicated with it. Other than communication issues, usually even now, even this one. Yeah, I think she's dramatizing the told me in a loud tone. I don't know about that, but I think you're the asshole still. Regardless of if the man who asked or didn't ask is an asshole, you are an asshole as well. Am I the asshole for wanting space after our daughter eloped? I, 47 male, and my wife, 53 female, are having some troubles, and a friend suggested posting here. Our daughter, Tony, 24, decided to elope, and we found out through a Facebook post. We always had a good relationship, so this was a huge shock to us. It hurt us a lot that she didn't even tell us she was going to marry, or that we could see her get married at all. It also doesn't help that who she married, we met once and only dated for a year. Both my wife and I are hurt. We saw Tony today and told her we needed some space. She seemed shocked and asked why. We told her it's because we were hurt that she eloped. Tony got mad and told us that it was her wedding and she can do what she wants. My wife told her, yes, it's her wedding, but there are still consequences with her eloping. Tony called us an unsupportive jerks and left. Edit some common questions. We are close. We get dinner every weekend, and she picked an apartment that was close to us so she could see us more. We met the guy 2 months ago. He is fine. We invited him back multiple times, but he works at the hospital, so his schedule isn't normal. We just want a few weeks to process this / feelings and not go to dinner for a bit, just some space. Okay. I have a couple of thoughts here. Eloped means they just kind of went off and got married, didn't tell anyone, didn't have a ceremony or an invite for anybody. They just went and got married. Kind of like what people do in Vegas. That's fine. Then I have two opinions for both the daughter and the parents. The parents don't have any right to tell her how she has her wedding if she wanted to get eloped. But I think she should have let them know after they got married, not through a Facebook post. They both kind of made some bad moves here. But then also needing a couple of weeks to not speak to your daughter feels really dramatic for what happened. I would first sit her down and tell her, you eloping hurt my feelings because you didn't tell us you were getting married. These are the reasons. which also I would say you need to relax on. But she should have let them know before the Facebook post. That's the only place where I'd be like, it's a shock that you got married and eloped and didn't tell us. It's worse that you didn't tell us after still and posted on Facebook for everyone at the same time. That's the part that bothers me, not the eloping. I get that it would hurt her parents' feelings, and of course they'd want to be there. A couple of weeks to recover from that is a bit extreme, but I would understand it more if their problem was her telling them through Facebook post rather than privately after the fact, and then, have a conversation about it. Both kind of not in the right, because the daughter is allowed to elope and just decide to have like a really romantic year of dating is plenty of time for somebody to be able to know they want to marry them. That's not that soon for some people at all. I just think she should have told him before the Facebook post. That's it. That could be a conversation though. Why do you need weeks to process? That feels, just go to dinner and talk about it. That's, I feel like, the way you resolve that, not ghosting your daughter for multiple weeks when she lives nearby. That feels dramatic. That feels like an overreaction. But I'd understand if their upset was with the fact they found out on Facebook and not from being told. Not the fact that they're upset that they eloped in the first place. Being upset that they eloped, I understand, but also you need to let your daughter have the life that she's living and let her do these big moves and not have a ceremony and is allowed to get married and not want to have her parents there. That's the thing you got to deal with. I don't know, tell them before the Facebook post. Am I wrong? That one, that's the only part I have a problem with on the daughter's part. Everything else she's allowed to do, completely valid. Also, a few weeks. They didn't say a week to process. They said a few weeks to process. That just sounds like a lot, but they're really hurt by it. But their hurt's not because they were found out on Facebook. That's the part that I would be hurt by. That's just weird. I don't know. It's very petty to not talk to her because she eloped for a few weeks because they're processing. I don't know. I guess also, though, at the same time, the parents are communicating how they feel pretty healthily. I just think it's a long amount of time to need to process your feelings over it. But if it's like their only kid, they have been dreaming of the day she gets married. They didn't even know what was coming. A few weeks just still feels like a lot. But honestly, they communicated it like, it was kind of a lot for us. We need a little bit of space. A little bit of spaces would be valid. Look at her. I forgot I already slammed that. There wasn't any more to it. Yeah. I think I just would have let him know before everybody else through, like, just a conversation instead of jumping to the Facebook post. Doing the eloping was okay. The parents didn't think so, but that's, if they need a few weeks to deal with that, maybe just let them have their few weeks. It's dramatic, but you were totally allowed to go and elope and do what you want to, but yeah, that's my only issue with that one. Why did you put it on Facebook? You must have known that was going to bite you in the butt later. That your own parents that you're close to and see every week, you didn't at least tell them after you eloped that you eloped before posting it. You had to have seen that coming. Come on. It also feels dramatic to say they've only been dating for a year. A lot of people get married after a year. Not everybody. Some people need more time. But some people get married sooner than a year. Only the people who are in the marriage and are deciding that decision can know if that is too soon or not too soon. But a year is a very reasonable amount of time to get married after. If it was like a few months, I would be a little bit also maybe taken aback as a parent of someone and be like, that's a bit fast, so I'm a little bit concerned, but I support you. Maybe would be the vibe instead. I don't know. Yeah. Are they assholes? Though? Yeah. What does Reddit think? I'm gonna be downvoted. Okay, this is what this Reddit user said. I'm gonna be downvoted. You are allowed to be hurt and allowed to want space. Your daughter hurt you even if she didn't mean to. It sucks to not see your kid get married or find out on Facebook. If you need space, then take it. I kind of agree with all that too. It feels a little dramatic. Yeah, asshole's a bit strong. I think. And also your daughter telling you on Facebook is a little bit of an asshole. Everybody kind of sucks here in a small way, but I wouldn't call everybody an asshole over it. That feels a bit harsh for the crime that was committed. I am a close, not the asshole. Only thing stopping me is I don't know Tony's complete side, but damn, Facebook was harsh. That's how I feel. That's the only part that like really bothers me is the Facebook part. You can have your feelings about it and need some time to process them. All of that is valid. Why did you let them know? You needed to tell them so that they could do that and then give them their space. You know, let them be the parents that they are and be sad they didn't see their kid get married. Give them a few weeks. They'll come back around. Yeah, whole situation's just like a little bit sucks, but this is how you move forward is just give them those few weeks. And maybe next time, big life events, let them know when you do it instead of Facebook. I'm not even on Facebook. I wouldn't know half the things that are happening. I tried to go down Facebook the other day to see if like what was going on with my friends from high school and grade school. I didn't really have many of those. But or even college. A lot of people with kids from my high school. A lot of people with kids now. That one was made me feel weird. That one made me feel weird. Raven Rave, thank you for the Prime. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I don't think asshole, but they're both kind of forgetting each other's feelings. Yeah, honestly, the parents having these feelings is and they honestly communicated it very nice and we're like, we need a little bit of time to process. This is how we're feeling right now. Not bad. Not bad job on the parents. A little bit problem on the kid side, almost more than the parents in a little bit of a way, just for the Facebook. Really? And you didn't see that as you didn't see this coming. That's a shock. Am I an asshole for pointing out that I've realized my wife hugely favorites our son opposed to her daughters? The way that that's worded is our son and her daughters. I didn't read that way originally. This makes a lot more sense why there's a problem here. Also, just favoriting any kid, regardless of whose was whose when. Don't do that. Just don't do that. Don't do that. Period. I've been with my wife for over 20 years. She had 2 daughters from her previous marriage, and we also have a son together. My wife has always insisted that I stay out of the parenting. When the girl... all together, even with your combined shared son child. And also, it sounds like this guy is very much taking on the role of dad. These are his daughters now too, which is great. That's a good thing, but that's a harsh one. Stay out of the parenting altogether. When the girls were young, I tried to take them on a walk without her and she was furious. And since then, I've never tried to be involved. That's such a shame. That's a shame because he wants to be involved. I'm the breadwinner and she's a stay-at-home mom. It's come to my attention that my wife plays favorites with our family and doesn't actually treat her 2 daughters the same as our son. I wonder how old the daughters are because it sounds like they're not in the house anymore. So that's how he's able to not even try to be involved. And maybe they're already older and out of the house. Bramsbone, thank you for gifting 10 subs. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. We're gaining on that 24-hour stream. 20 years of marriage with this husband. The daughters are both over 20 then. Both of them. Maybe even 30s, depending on how much time. We recently had a falling out about it, and she told me that she is the parent and knows what she's doing. He's the parent too. How does that figure? At the very least, still with the son. But I guess she's saying, I'm the parent. I'm the daughter's parent. I'm their parent. You're not. That's a bit... This is your husband now for 20 years. That's a bit of a not cool move. Kind of a not cool move. So I want to ask, am I the asshole for noticing these things and pointing them out? That's it. He didn't even do anything else. I've just realized that the girls are feeling quite neglected. All 3 children are now adults, all in their 20s. Okay, even the son is you guys got to stop favoriting these kids. You're going to end up with nasty adults. And these problems. That's a shame for the daughters. That's a shame for the son. And that's such a shame for her husband of 20 years and doesn't feel strongly enough about to share parenting her daughters with him, even though he is already the father of another of her children. They have a son together. Oof. And then favoriting that son. Oof. We take my son on holidays and don't invite my daughters at all. My wife is telling the daughters to spend time with their friends over Christmas rather than come home. My wife insisted my son needed a car, so we bought him one. But when her daughters needed cars, she was silent. Our financial position has always been the same. She then lied to the daughters and said this was a loan to the son. Oh, that's very clear-cut favoritism. That's rough. That other family from earlier that is just starting out with the favoritism, they can be saved. They can fix it, hopefully, with like couples therapy between the wife and husband, and she's favoriting her daughter. They can save it because they're all very young still. These kids are going to have problems now. They're already adults, actually. They're not even kids. Oh, this poor family is already so deep in the problems. And she's still doing it in their 20s. That son is going to be... I can only imagine he's a really spoiled kid. I can only imagine that he probably doesn't have a good relationship with his sisters because he's favorited like this and just gets things handed to him that they didn't. Ooh, no. Oh, and there's more. She cooks food the daughters don't like and just says tough, whereas makes a special dinner every night for my son. She stirs trouble between the siblings and pits them against each other. She plays favorites and pretends to be each of their best friends, but then gossips behind their backs with the other siblings. What kind of I don't like that one. I'm going to say that one's ugly. That's a really ugly move to talk behind your children's backs about them. I have feelings about doing that about people in general, friends of your own friends, people in general. I don't like talking about people in a way that is something I wouldn't say to them to their face if I have a problem with who they, sometimes we get into gossiping as adults. Sometimes people suck. You never do it to your own kids, to your other kids, or at all. But oh my God, ugly behavior, really ugly. I like calling behavior ugly because I think that's just what makes ugly people. She seems to sabotage. It's not over, by the way. She seems to sabotage the daughters by not giving them the correct instructions for something, then waiting for them to come to her crying as they were unable to do something. But the reason they couldn't do it is because of insufficient instructions. I would love an example for that. She just sounds hateful of just people that are supposed to be the ones she loves. It sounds like she doesn't even like her own husband because she doesn't consider him a father to all of her children, only to her son, and maybe even not to him because she said to stay out of the parenting period. Am I the asshole for pointing out these things? That these things aren't really what family is all about? I've only just noticed this is all going on. How did you not notice for 20 years? I'm going to say a little bit of insufficient paying attention on the father's part. He is a working father and the only one working. I can only imagine how many hours he's working. Although now all the kids are in their 20s, so I'm hoping like he's home enough now to see it happening. Maybe while they were growing up, didn't see it happening. I can't fault him so completely for that because I grew up in a house where both of my parents worked, but my mom worked a job that was in my school as in grade school, and it was only from the hours that school was on. So as soon as school was over, she was home with us. But my dad was the one working 3 jobs. One being volunteer fireman, but still took up time that took him out of the house. And then 2 other paying jobs, one 9 to 5 and then one on weekends. He wasn't home a lot to see things that might have been going on. Luckily, my mom's not a horrible, ugly human. And these things weren't happening in my house that he would need to worry about. But I don't blame him for not knowing till now. It's a shame that he didn't know. I'm sure if he did notice, I don't think it's because he wasn't paying enough attention and was being a bad dad. He was working and out of the house. I don't blame him. And it sucks that he has to realize this has been going on. And so much damage, without a doubt, has already been done by it. My dad did a lot growing up. Unfortunately, didn't see him a lot as kids. So we, as kids, didn't have as close of a relationship with my dad as we did to our mom. And we do a lot better now. Very grateful for the sacrifices he made to put food on our table. And the the sacrifices he made so that we didn't even know how hard he needed to be working at the time to be putting food on the table. We didn't feel the struggles that they were going through. Shout out to the parents out there that are just working their asses off so that the kids don't even notice how hard it is. I can only assume that was this father's position with 3 kids. That he did, at the very least, support, but isn't allowed to be a father to the 2 daughters. That's ugly. That's just ugly. She's an ugly person, it sounds like. She's not nice. I don't like people who aren't nice. I blame him. 20 years is a lot of time, a long time to be disconnected from the rest of your family, to not notice that dynamic at all. That's also true is there's a matter of years since they've all been adults now that you still haven't clued in. And I don't know why you're still, more information would be needed to be able to know if we could blame him for not noticing or not in those years. But still, you married a kind of an ugly woman. Don't know what she looks like, but I know that's ugly behavior. Oh my God. Sorry, my phone was buzzing from other things, but at the same time, I got tagged in The Adventures of Lonk on Instagram, who makes some of the most incredible art and made my icon for like my channel. Is that too bright still? She made me in Empires. No, you don't want to. It's so good. It's so good. I'm going to put it in my story so you could go see it if you couldn't see it right now. So good. So good. So good. Okay. Yeah. Let's read what Reddit has to say about this family, because it's, sadly, the damage is done. That had definitely already been going on for a really long time. And he noticed so much of it. You're telling me you didn't notice it before is a little, it sucks if it really was something he couldn't help at the time. But she bought him a car, and when the daughters needed a car, she was silent. You didn't notice it then? When was the car bought? Was that recent? Car is usually around like potentially 16, 17, but maybe it was later. It sounds like he noticed these things, but didn't like put all the pieces together. Hello! Hello, Jack Raiders? Welcome, dudes. I'm not gonna lie. I did peek at your stream. I saw a couple people telling me to go and see what was going on. I'm nosy. I saw. You looked beautiful. Your eyeliner, amazing. Whoever did it, did a great job. You looked beautiful. Welcome, Jack Raiders. Thank you for the raid. Zozo Bun, thank you for the prime. And Lemon Cube, thank you for gifting. Nikki did it? She nailed it. I've tried to put eyeliner on somebody else. I couldn't get that wing so strong doing it on somebody else's face. It's hard enough doing it on mine. I have perfected it, though. Look at that. You looked so good, Jack. You looked beautiful. Welcome. We are reading Am I the Assholes? Did you see the lashes? I saw the whole look. I just popped it open. Oh, I didn't see the wig. No. I did not know there was a wig. It was quite a look without a wig. I'll have to go see the wig. But I saw the makeup. It was beautiful. Welcome. This is my cat. Her name is Starlord. We're reading Am I the Assholes and just generally telling stories and vibing and having a good time. I'm eating Ritz crackers because, you know, you just sometimes got to eat a sleeve of Ritz. Sometimes it be like that. This is Starlord. She is sleeping, but she is the sweetest little gentle little bean ever in the world, and I love her. And we have just determined that this person married an asshole. Yeah, that sucks. But, we're going to read a new one for you. We're going to keep reading a few more. I got a good amount of Am I the Assholes open right now for us. Welcome to the stream. Come and hang out and vibe. And get a little water, get a little snack, and get cozy. I'm going to read I the asshole for returning a product 3 times? This one seems not complex. We have a lot of family issues that we unpack. We have a lot of relationship issues that we unpack. All of them are communication. Every time. Always. But returning a product 3 times. Let's hear it. I decided to grab a quick bite of fast food with my daughter. She decided to go for a small meal, and because it was hot outside, she went for a milkshake to go with it. I think I gotta go to McDonald's tonight. Unrelated though. The food was all good, or at least good for fast food standards, but when taking a first sip of her milkshake, she said it tasted weird. Oh, I see where it's going. Oh. Okay, we'll keep going. I assumed this story was going to be about returning like an item or clothes or something that was the wrong size, wrong color. I did not anticipate food. Returning it 3 times. I don't think I'm going to agree. But I took a sip, and while at first it tasted like banana flavor, the banana flavor she picked, ew, can I just say, she picked banana. She had it coming. It had a very weird chemical aftertaste. You're at a fast food restaurant. I don't know what kind of standards you were expecting. I've never had a soap milkshake, but this is how I would imagine that would taste. Okay. You didn't return it just once, though, so I don't know. I returned it, mentioning the taste. We got a new one and sat back down. This time, I took the first sip, and again, it had the same taste. Now, I'm wondering if there is something wrong with the machine, if it's intended to taste like that. So I go back to ask and offer them to taste. They refuse and give me another again. And it, again, had the same taste. I would have cut my losses at that. Okay, and had the same taste. Now one does decide to taste, and he goes, oh, that is probably just residue from the cleaning product we use for the machine. It is safe for consumption. Oh, that I wouldn't, okay, all right. That's one thing. That's not the employee's fault, and I definitely wouldn't make them make 3 milkshakes. I would not want to be ingesting the cleaning product regardless. I think whose fast food restaurant is this? Is it McDonald's? And am I going to stop getting milkshakes from McDonald's now? Although, let's be honest, that's probably happening in all of them. And really, if we're being nitpicky about, the quality and health of our food at McDonald's, we maybe need to look inward. But I'm just shocked and tell them that I think it is unacceptable to feed customers food contaminated with any kind of cleaning product, even if it is fit for human consumption. Yeah, McDonald's says. Yeah, I don't know about that, but I definitely wouldn't have made them make it 3 times. I would have just been like, oh, this is a crappy milkshake from McDonald's. I guess they didn't even ask for the replacements. They just kind of went up and were like, something kind of tastes off about this. The first time they did it, valid, definitely. I wouldn't have done it. I just don't have the balls. I just would take my shit milkshake and probably finish it still. But, she didn't really ask them to do it again and again. To be fair, they just kind of did. And I bet it was just into a cup and maybe not that big of a deal for them to do. Okay, you know what? They had me the first half of not being on her side. And then I kind of came back around to being on her side. She didn't really make it the employee's problem either. It's whatever fast food place you're eating at, can you let us know? Because I don't want to have a milkshake from there. But also now I'm thinking In-N-Out. What if it's In-N-Out? And also, do I want In-N-Out? Yeah, in return I get called what? Oh, it wasn't over, by the way. In return, I get called an entitled Karen, and I should not be asking for the same thing 3 times only to return it while there is no reason it is inedible. I'm putting trust in OP here right now, in the fact that she didn't say that she asked them to do it. She just kind of, I wouldn't have mentioned it the second time. I would have just, especially after the first replacement, I would have just left. I would have left it there instead of being like, taste it, something's wrong with it. But also, I am kind of glad to know that they're definitely leaving the cleaning products in their machines, and we're just eating that every time, probably when we go to one of these places, possibly. We gotta stop calling everybody a Karen who complains, because sometimes it's valid, and the complaint's not against you as an employee, and she didn't seem to make it about you. As soon as a customer makes it about you, they're the asshole. But I think that also, Who were you dealing with? Because managers, if it was just one of the poor employees who's pumping the machine into a cup, they don't care. They don't care that they're aware you're eating cleaning products. Was the manager the one that said it, though? Because that might change things just a little bit. Just a little bit. You give someone that little bit of power sometimes, and at least you know it's clean. At least you know the machine's clean, right? Reddit said, not the asshole, chemical flavoring isn't nice. Although, let's be honest, banana flavoring, or artificial banana flavoring, is chemicals. That's not a banana. They didn't put a real banana in there. I don't know if you know that. Artificial banana doesn't even taste like banana. So, you already kind of, I said it before and I meant it. You were asking for it. You got banana. Jason, thank you for gifting a sub. I appreciate it. Les Hat 3 Peoples, thank you for the 3, or for the Prime. I just can't read. Just Bum, thank you for subscribing. Yeah. Banana's just not a good choice. I'm just going to say that. But, not the asshole. Chemical flavoring isn't nice. I myself am the kind of trash that just sucks it up and has it anyway. Because what is self-preservation? Also just, I don't want to burden. I don't want to inconvenience. Especially people working in fast food. What are they going to do about it in the first place? Except give me another one from the same machine. What did you think was going to happen? Maybe it was in the cup. They're going to give you the same cup, another cup of the same stack. So I don't really know what you expected to change by getting another one, honestly. But I don't think you're an asshole. I'm kind of glad that you found that out because you probably won't eat there anymore, to be honest. But I probably still would. But yeah, I wouldn't have ever complained about it even once. Once is fine, though. I wouldn't have especially not done it twice. I don't think you're an asshole for it, though. I think you got caught by a grumpy manager. Not the asshole. Edible just means it won't kill you. Yeah, I don't know how good that is going to be long term. I don't think he knows. I don't think anybody in that business is paid enough to know. And there's certainly nothing that they can do about it, so. But no one's really the asshole, I guess. Except for he called you Karen. We gotta reserve that for appropriate Karen situations. You know what I mean? Otherwise it loses its value, you know? It just doesn't hit as hard. So, am I the asshole for leaving my sister at the airport because she said she was coming alone, but her fiance came with her too? If it's because you didn't have room, it's not your fault. If it's because you don't like him, what's your problem? Throwaway account and names changed. So my sister Jane lives in New York City with her fiance, Will, while I live in Seattle. Our parents live here too. She flew into Seattle last week to visit us. Me and Jane discussed beforehand she was coming alone, not with Will, and staying with me. I don't know why that has to be emphasized. You sounds like you have a problem with Will, just off the bat. And staying with me. Although it is, let's not get ahead of ourselves. It is something they discussed prior and she said that she was coming alone. Maybe plans changed. Let's find out. I'd also be picking her up from the airport. She called me from New York City that her flight was late. I said, okay, and told her to call me when she arrives at the Seattle airport. Jane called, and me and my boyfriend were about to leave when she mentioned that Will was with her. I was shocked because she said she was coming alone, and I hadn't made arrangements for 2 people. That's fine until you didn't get her. That's fine until you left her there. She said that it's not a big deal, and it was a last-minute decision, but it felt like she was intentionally slighting me, and our parents didn't know he was coming either. I got pretty mad. Don't know why you'd get mad. That's a jump. Getting to the emotion mad. I feel like more things need to ow. I feel like more things usually need to happen, but okay. I got pretty mad and told her I wouldn't be coming to the airport to pick her up. We had a big argument over the phone, and I hung up. She ended up getting a cab to the parents' house and stayed there. I did see Jane, but we didn't talk much. She seemed to be avoiding me. Kind of get why. What is your problem? There's something where you don't have enough information. There's something wrong with Will or something wrong with you. I said that she can stay at my place if she wants to, but she didn't and was pretty pissed overall. My mom said it was awful of me to not pick her up from the airport. Am I the asshole? Yeah. They didn't plan it ahead of time. It wasn't a slight. It sounds like you're overthinking that possibly. And even if it was supposed to be a slight, what's the big issue with Will? I would have just honestly kill him with kindness. I'd be like, cool, yeah, come over. And then it's not a slight because it didn't affect you if that was really the case. But I think you're overthinking that. I think she just brought her her fiance last minute. You know, maybe he couldn't travel at the flight that she had originally because he was busy. And so he was like, I'll just sit this one out. But then when it was delayed, he was like, you know what? I'm kind of off work and I have the time now. So why don't I join or something? How did he get a flight that late? How do you get a ticket? Are you rich? That changes things. Reddit says, info, what's the issue with Will? That's what some says. What's your problem with Will? You definitely have a problem with Will. Unless there's something that we're missing about Will, which you have to have known we were going to want context in that. You are the asshole until you tell us what's wrong with Will. Was there an edit? Because OP might have commented somewhere. Because then they edited after they said we need info. What's the issue with Will? Oh! Yeah. OP needs to give more info. But then they edited it and said, you're the asshole. Will did nothing wrong except take the same flight. You made a mountain out of a molehill. Which makes me think that OP said something somewhere, but I can't find it. So I'm just going to read that thread for a little bit and see. Info, I've been on Am I the Asshole too long. My first thought was, is Will OP's ex-boyfriend? My second thought was what everyone seems to be asking. What the fuck is wrong with Will? And why didn't you tell us what's wrong with... What is wrong with Will? I'm asking myself that all the time. I think she's overthinking. I think she's overthinking that she thinks this whole move was a slight against her and then refused to pick them up from the airport when there definitely was room in her car. Yeah, I don't know. She sounds a little bit controlling, and as soon as things weren't going the way that she had pre-planned in her brain and had set up in her house, because she said she wasn't planning for 2 people instead of 1, it sounds like that threw a whole wrench, and it made her have like a meltdown, which some people respond that way, and it sounds like what she needs is a little bit of therapy to figure out why. Why'd you get so angry? Why'd you jump to anger so quick? And why did it cause a meltdown that there was an additional person that you didn't plan out fully? That's okay. We can move forward and kind of roll with it, right? But she couldn't. So, a meltdown? I'd call it a meltdown. She got angry at her, got in an argument over the phone, and then refused to get her from the airport, so she had to catch a cab simply because there was 1 extra person. That sounds like a bit of an extreme reaction. He said she got angry and they started fighting. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say meltdown because maybe she's a bit too controlling and she thinks it was a slight. That sounds like anxiety and overthinking and a little bit controlling. A few things that could be. I'm no therapist, but I think you should talk to somebody about it. Sounds a little bit like you need some guidance and a little bit of help. And that's okay. That's okay. Go see a therapist. There's obviously a lot of missing info that we need. Why do you dislike Will? Also, if she really genuinely doesn't dislike Will, justice for Will, then it's definitely a controlling thing. Unless Will did something. What did Will do? Maybe he's this awful human being, but I feel like she would definitely have told us. You gotta have known that we were gonna want to know. Oh! Check OP's comments. OP! What did you say? She did write something somewhere. Somewhere in here. For the life of me, can't find it myself, but it's in here. Here it is. Okay, this is what OP had to say. Will wasn't staying with her. He was supposed to come to Seattle for a work trip and decided to come on the same plane with Jane instead of a later flight with his colleagues. He was coming anyway. He was already going to be coming to stay. This doesn't make things better. This made things much worse. He had his own transport and accommodation on his original plan, but so Will really did actually just nothing wrong. But when your plans changed, you freaked out. You could get so much help for that with a therapist. You really should have been able to just kind of roll with that. Having to pick up 1 extra person and not even necessarily accommodate him, but maybe accommodate him. Why is that such a problem? At first, when Jane told me, I thought he came with her. But then she said he's here for work. Me and our parents made reservations at restaurants. We'd planned outings. So I thought that... Oh, Okay. Well, then I think he would understand he can't go on those. That's fine. You kind of freaked out before he even got there. It wasn't even necessarily going to be an issue. So I thought that he'd want to come too. Okay, so she's overthinking everything. And we hadn't factored in an additional person. Some of these places are hard to reserve. Jane thought I overreacted because he actually didn't hang out with us because he was there for work. You way overthought. She did this to herself. You got to work on that because life will be so much better for you. Quality of life will skyrocket as soon as you stop doing the overthinking thing, because I bet that affects a lot of things in your life. I'm not going to lie. I overthink all the time, and it's just so a waste of your time until you actually know the problem at hand, and then you deal with what solutions you need to go through. She freaked out way too early. Anxiety. It'll ruin all the good things in your life if you let it. You just gotta, you gotta get some therapy. Okay, this is where the last thing that she says is where it's like you definitely need to deal with this better, because this is what she said. Jane thought I overreacted because he didn't hang out with us. They didn't need to make new reservations. They didn't need to accommodate for him. Even if he was not working, I'm sure he would have understood anyway. But she said, how was I meant to know that? You wait till they get to your house and ask them instead of freaking out and refusing to pick them up from the airport and then getting in a fight. Yeah, you're the asshole with anxiety, and you can get better. It can get better for you. And you deserve that, girl. Stop freaking out for little things that are not an issue. And you would have been so much better if you didn't, because it wasn't an issue, and it never was going to be an issue, but you kind of made it an issue. Yep. You can manage that better. There are definitely ways you can manage that better, and you deserve to have things be managed better in your life. Am I the asshole for not buying another dress for my bridesmaid? Am I the asshole for telling my sister if she tries to drop my nephew on me again, I will report her to child services? Which one sounds more interesting? But which one sounds like it'll be fun to read? Because if the child services one is not going to be fun, I don't know if I want to read that. I will check, though. Am I the asshole for telling my daughter I don't care if she has kids? That sounds like fun juicy. We got to find fun juicy. Am I the asshole for telling my mother her children aren't mine? Okay, everyone wants to read. All right, let's read. As soon as it's not fun to read anymore, I'm going to abandon it, okay? We all in agreement? If the one, am I the asshole for telling my sister that if she tries to drop my nephew on me again, I'll report her? If that one doesn't end up being fun, I'm dipping immediately at first sight of it, going like, ooh, this isn't like a good time to be judging. 26 female, my sister. She formatted it wrong. It's fine. You're new to Reddit. Same. My 26 female sister, 22 female, Angela, became pregnant. My nephew, 3 male, Lincoln, the summer she graduated high school. Lincoln's father is not in the pictures. She had 2 possible guys she believed could be Lincoln's father, but neither of them was. I think that means there were 3 possible guys at least. Don't know how there could be 2 possible, and neither are it, so I'm pretty sure. I think that means there's 3, but okay. I have nothing against single moms who have kids early, but for Angela getting pregnant right out of high school possibly explains her attitude of how she... Wait, what? For Angela getting pregnant right out of high school possibly explains her attitude of how she should party while older people are responsible for Lincoln. Oh. Since Lincoln was 6 months old, Angela has never stayed home with him more than 3 days a week. Okay. Math ain't mathing. Before, her go-to was to leave Lincoln with either my mom or aunt, but my mom's health has declined recently and my aunt moved for her husband's work. So now I'm Angela's go-to. At maximum, Angela will give me a half-hour notice that she's dropping off Lincoln at my house. Usually there is no notice, and Angela just knocks on my door with Lincoln. Okay. All right. Angela has no consideration for what I want to do. She's fortunate that I work a desk job and have my own cubicle. I'm able to keep Lincoln occupied with a DVD player, and my coworkers don't mind as Lincoln is pretty quiet, calm anyway. This is only going to get harder as he gets older. I have been telling Angela since she started doing this that she needs to step up and be a mom because she can't expect me to always be Lincoln's sitter, and parents don't get to party all week long. Angela just will make excuses how moms are entitled to have fun without their kids too. And young people don't get that much time to live life before getting old. That's a very, I think, immature thinking, which means she does need to do a little bit more growing up, especially being a mom in college now. Or is she in college? We just know she's graduated high school and is now partying. Don't know if she's in college. Must be working of some kind then. I don't know. That's left out. But, yes, you do get to have fun as a parent sometimes. Not maybe 4 days out of the week, I think is a bit much. Probably. And you have actually a lot more time to be young than you think, but you have a kid now, so you do have to grow up like a little bit more, a little bit faster than the people that aren't. Kind of sucks, honestly. Kind of a sacrifice you now kind of have to make because you have a child. That's just the way that it is. I don't get that much time to live life before getting old. You have way more than you think, too, by the way. You have a lot of time to live your life. And then you get, when you get old, you still live it. It doesn't stop. It doesn't go anywhere. You still live that. You're still alive. You can still do things when you get older. Your life doesn't end when you hit, I wonder what she considers old, honestly. But she would do it. Okay. Anyway, Angela never followed through, and the last straw is when she came to my house and just dumped Lincoln and his stuff off while informing me that she and her friends were going to Myrtle Beach for the next 3 days. I had Lincoln wait in a different room. You know what? Even if she said all of those things, she never asks if people can watch him, though. Like, at least ask. And if they say no, then you have to deal with the consequences of being a mother and young and having to say no to some plans that you otherwise probably would go. The problem is you're dumping him and not giving any heads up. For 3 days. For 3 days, you can't just dump that on somebody. You definitely got to ask first. At least. She's very immature. Very immature. I had Lincoln wait in a different room with some earbuds, then blew up on Angela that she should just put Lincoln up for adoption since she gives zero shits about being a mom. I also told her that I would help Lincoln for 3 more weeks while she worked out some long-term childcare options. Then after that, if she tries to dump Lincoln on me again, I will call child services on her. I am fully prepared to do it. We argued before she eventually took Lincoln back and left. I would have just said no to those 3 days right then and there. Very nice and very considerate. Obviously, there's a child in the picture that you have to be aware of. To give her 3 weeks notice, put in your 3 weeks that she can find a different plan long term. That's very reasonable to say that. I calling child services is that's a move. I just would say no. 3 weeks and you have to find care for her because I'm not an option anymore is what I would say. And then see how she figures it out. I would imagine she probably just would dump him on her anyway, and then she'd have to call child services. But there is one more paragraph. My friends agree that even though it's a last resort, I should be prepared to do it because I can't spend Lincoln's whole life dropping everything to babysit him, and Angela needs to get her shit together. However, my other family members are saying that it's going way too far to even think about calling child services on Angela because she's family and she's a young woman who it's unfair to have her entire life revolve around a child. That's a bit hypocritical. What about Angela's life? Now revolves around a child that isn't even hers. Please tell me you said exactly that because it's the exact same thing they're making you do, but not your kid. They and Angela all looked down on adoption because, for her to put him up for adoption because you rehome dogs, not babies. Well, then take care of him. Angela didn't have the kid. Wait, who's Angela? Angela's the one that's pregnant. OP didn't have the kid. OP didn't have the kid. As I mentioned, my mom is in poor health, and since I plan to stay child-free, she doesn't even want kids. Oh. I would, yeah, get out of there. You got to get out of there. Get out of that situation. Poor kid. Honestly, it sucks the absolute most for this child because his mom seemingly does not want to be his mom. And honestly, though, it sucks for her, but that's your job now. No one can do anything about that for you. They can't do everything about it for you. Oh, she doesn't even want to have kids. This probably didn't help her with that feeling. She probably especially more doesn't want kids now. I would throw away her likely one opportunity to watch a grandchild grow up. Wait. As I mentioned, my mom is in poor health, and since I plan to stay child-free, I would throw away her likely one opportunity to watch a grandchild grow up. Am I the asshole for being prepared to call child services on my sister anyway? I mean, it sounds like you already anticipate that if you just cut her off from watching him after 3 weeks, that she would just do it anyway, and you don't think that she would listen and would just drop him off, and you can't just not watch him once he's in your house. That is the next move. That just is the next move. You can't. And it is only going to get worse as he gets older, especially when he starts, like, he's only 3. So, barely has an awareness of anything going on at all. But as soon as he gets even a little bit of it, even at 3, those kids, they pick up on your feelings. They pick up on things. They can tell what's going on, and it's going to affect him real bad and only worse as he gets older. And it's only going to be harder to take care of him as he gets older. He needs to get taken to school, and he needs to, a lot more money gets put into that. Oh, and that Angela needs to be prepared for all of those things. And she's out of high school. She is at least out of high school, likely 18, if not maybe 17. She does have to grow up faster than others that are her age. Is it unfair? I mean, you have you have the kid. Maybe if you didn't want to have to make that sacrifice, that's the situation you're in, but that's the situation you're in. She's 22 now. She did tell me how old she is. Oh, that's even worse. She said she had Lincoln when she graduated high school. She's 22 now. Oh my God, Angela, grow up. That makes it all worse. I forgot how old she was. Yeah, that sounds like that's just your next move. If she's just going to keep dumping him on you and refuses to at least work out a plan with you to, like, a certain day a week, she'll watch him from a certain time, give her more of a notice. If you want to take a trip, she might be willing to do that more often if you didn't dump him on her all the time. Not the asshole your sister could have, yeah. She could have not had the kid. I didn't want to get into that. I don't know what her family believes, what choices they decided to make for her to have this kid. Honestly, regardless, she has the kid now. Doesn't really matter anymore. She has the kid now. That's her kid. They won't put him up for adoption. She's responsible now for all those decisions that she makes. You're right. You tell him. She agrees. Yeah. There's choices. You got, all of them are choices. I assume all of these were choices, and now you have a kid. And that's your choice, to have this kid and keep him. That means taking care of him and sacrificing for him. Poor Lincoln. That's all I got to say about it, honestly, mostly. Poor Lincoln. A lot of people not doing good parenting today. Let's keep up those vibes. Let's keep criticizing the bad parenting that has been a theme for most of these. Am I the assholes? Am I the asshole for telling my mother her children aren't mine? I, 17 female, have 2 younger siblings, 14 female and 13 male. No, I hate it already. Can you pet cat? I certainly can. You bet I can. Not the asshole. She's not the asshole. She's not the asshole. Stop trying to make your kids parents. Hi. I will make exceptions for certain situations. I don't see that being the case here. 17 female. Have 2 younger siblings, 14 female and 13 male. My mother works 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays. When she gets off, she goes straight to my grandmother's house or her boyfriend's house. Okay. And doesn't come home until 10 or 11 p.m. On weekends, she stays out at night. Whenever I ask to go out, which is rare, it's a no. Everyone has to come to my home, and then she complains about me inviting everyone over. I work a part-time summer job. I get paid enough for my needs and to put money aside for my upcoming senior events. When I get paid, I put about 50 to 75% of my money aside and buy whatever I need. I usually have enough to last me till the next time I get paid. My mother and I get paid the same week. She buys food with her first paycheck of the month, and I buy food with my second paycheck. My mother mostly buys frozen food, junk food, and canned goods. I, on the other hand, buy fruits and vegetables, sometimes snacks. Some people weren't ready for this life of being a parent and should have taken that a little more seriously with the choices that they made. So about 3 days ago, my mother bought the food she usually bought and left. I put away everything and continued my night. The next night, I went downstairs to find 90% of the food my mother bought was gone. I complained to my mother and she did nothing. I started to crave teriyaki and shrimp fried rice. Specific, but okay, you can have those. That's exactly what I bought. About 45 minutes later, it came, and my siblings were complaining about how hungry they were. I told them to tell their mother, not me. A few minutes later, my mother came to my room screaming at me for not buying my siblings dinner. I told her they were her children, not mine. I don't have to buy them anything. She told me to remember that. She told me to remember that and walked out. I shrugged my shoulders and continued to eat. Oh, these poor kids. Don't do this to the kids, the children. Yesterday, my mother took my siblings and I to the mall. I went on my own as usual and bought some pink Crocs. A queen. All she wants in life is her teriyaki and shrimp fried rice and Crocs. She's a queen. My sister found me and told me that my mother said that I have to buy her something. I told her that I didn't have to buy her anything because she isn't my child. She left and told my mother. My mom called me and just whisper yelled at me and hung up. I checked out and went to meet back up with my mom at our usual spot. After 15 minutes, I called my mom to see where they were. This is rough. You don't do this. You just simply don't do this. Ugly behavior. I called my mom to see where they were. She told me that she left and to find my own way home. Don't do that. Don't do that. I could cry thinking about what could have happened to her. That is your daughter. Don't do that. I had my best friend take me home. When I got in, no one had said a word to me. Am I the asshole for saying what I said? The fact she even has to question it means that she's not sure if what she's doing is in the wrong because her parent is just putting so much pressure on her. You don't do that. There's in so many different dynamics between parent and child. Parenting is hard. Kids can be shitty. Sometimes you just pop out one with kind of it has a shit personality for a little while. You never leave them like that. No matter what fight you're having, no matter what you're going through with your kid at any point in your relationship with your parent and kid-parent relationship, you don't leave them. Everything gets put aside and you bring them home, at least. And ignore them. You probably should get family therapy, work on that. You can't keep going that way. You got to work on it eventually. You always bring them home. Period. At bare minimum, as a parent, you always make sure they come home, especially when you're the one who brought them to the mall. You don't leave them at the mall. She's 17. Doesn't make that better that she's almost an adult. Also, I hate that 18 means so much of your life gets, you're treated so much different. You don't become an entirely different person, 17 to 18. You are an adult. That comes with certain responsibilities that you didn't have at 17, but you're not an entirely new person either. And she is a kid. Even if she was 18, you don't just kick the kids out as soon as they're legally an adult still at that point. And she isn't even, so that isn't even an excuse you could use. the things that could happen if you just, what if she walked? I don't want to think. I don't want to think. That's not good. That's not good. She posted an update somewhere, and I don't know how to find it. Where does one find an update to a post? Because she said, edit, I've posted a small update, but then no link or place for me to find it. So I'm going to see if it's in somewhere to be found. But somebody said, not the asshole, don't raise her kids, get out quick. As soon as she is 18, unfortunate that this is the scenario she has to now plan out for herself. Maybe get out of that house. Click the profile. That's should have been the first thing I thought. Let's see. Update. Found it. Am I the asshole for telling my mom her children aren't mine? Update. Thank you all for so much feedback. I want to clear up a couple of things first. I didn't even think we needed any more information about it because honestly, the situation you're in, I think best case, you got to get out of that house, which is unfortunate as an 18-year-old to now have to take on those responsibilities. You are an adult, but I stayed in my mom's house until I was 23, ready to move out because, first of all, it's expensive. And my mom was like, as long as you don't need to be paying rent, you can stay in my house as long as you want to. I know times are hard out there, and houses don't cost what they did when I had one. That's how parents should be thinking about this whole living situation thing for their kids. We can't buy houses like you did. You ruined it. But anyway, little sidetrack there. One, this hasn't been going on since I was little. It started about 1 year ago. Ooh. Oh, this is not good. This just gets worse and rough, and the whole family needs therapy. Like, just bare minimum, all of you have healing that needs to be done because she said it started about 1 year ago after I lost my older brother. 2, I have a direct deposit, so right now, right when I get paid, I put it into my digital savings account. And she's saving up. She said 50 to 70% of what she's earning. That's what the comments were saying, hopefully to get out of the house. It doesn't excuse the treatment from the mother, but I think if this is related, she needs healing for her sake and her kids, because it's bleeding into other people's lives that are her children's, and that's not good. That's not good. You need family therapy. 3, my nearest family is about 5 to 6 hours away, so besides my best friend, I wouldn't have any other place to go. It sucks that, like, in my brain, I'm like, that's a very reasonable, like, distance to travel for a 17-year-old with limited money and no car. People don't realize how stuck you are in the place that you live sometimes when things happen in your state and you want to move to a different one. That's not an option for most people. They can't just pick up and go like that. So 5 to 6 hours could be a world. It could be a whole country away for all that matters to them. It's too far. Not everybody can move that distance and just pick everything up and go. And she's 17. She's a kid anyway. So 4, I'm not a troll. A couple people messaged me calling me a troll and pathetic. That's gross. That's Reddit for you. 5, I apologize for not clearing this up before. My grandmother's house she goes to after work is her mother, not my dad's. I really don't consider her family anymore since she did some unspeakable things. What did Grandma do? Can we get another update? What did Grandma do? I'm just being nosy now. Unspeakable. Maybe I don't want to know. Maybe it's actual real bad. It probably is unspeakable things. Which probably explains why your mother ended up the way she did. I'm just saying. I decided not to call CPS because I don't want to split up my siblings. But my paternal aunt and grandmother were already flying in to surprise visit us. They called my mother as soon as they landed. She's afraid of them. Wait. So grandmother is visiting with her aunt. My paternal grandmother and aunt are visiting. And my mother is afraid of them? There's so much in your family to unpack, and I am so sorry that this is just the hand you got dealt. unfortunately, but it sounds like at least you have a good job, are putting money aside, and can hopefully make things better for you. And I worry about your younger siblings, but hopefully you can get them out too. Okay. They called my mother as soon as they landed. She's afraid of them, so she tried to make the house look as clean and neat as possible, which means she's not taking care of the house either, generally. When they came, they completely ignored my mom and went straight to us. Sounds like your paternal side doesn't like your mom, and I wonder why. When my mom went upstairs, I immediately burst into tears. I took my aunt into my room and told her everything that has been going on for us the past year. She quickly got my grandmother. They both berated my mother for calling her unfit, a disappointment, etc. Harsh things that maybe needed to be heard, though, at this point, to be fair. While my mom was crying in the corner of the living room, my aunt gathered up all of our important documents and, wow, put them in her dashboard. My grandmother told my mother we're leaving with them for the week. All of the kids, not just her. That's good. Actually, this is great. You got out of the house and are in the safe hands of family that will take care of you. This is actually probably why your mom was afraid of them seeing what was going on. Why then is your mom holding on to having these kids in the house if you're such a burden and won't pay for things for your younger siblings? Honestly, for your mom sounds like best case scenario too. But she's crying, so she needs to work on some things if she's really feeling sorry about it. We're leaving with them for the week. After their vacation down here, we're permanently staying with them. My grandmother owned a house not too far from where I live that I was not aware of. If I knew, I most definitely would have told her. I'll keep you all posted. Did she? This was 9 hours ago. I kind of want to put a pin in this one to see if they do keep us posted and come back. The update was posted today. It's kind of a happy ending. Bittersweet because obviously all of the problems that are happening haven't gone away, but at least they're out of the house. So that's a win. Then we get mom in therapy. We get the kids in therapy. We work on all of that now, probably. But we got her out of the house and safe with family. That's good. That's a good thing. Don't leave your kids. That's like just whatever's going on. I'm very not judgy normally of people at all. There's so many things going on in so many different families all over the place. It would be hard for me to judge. Don't leave your kids like that. That's just no excuse for that one, I think. Not even any. So yeah, that's when things got bad. And if her mom's crying, it sounds like maybe she does not want to lose her kids like that, even to other family. So it sounds like she does still want to be a mother and in their life, but she kind of let things be too easy for too long, a year of putting the burden on her 17-year-old daughter and kind of maybe got used to it, a little entitled to it, a little bit felt enabled because you were doing it, but also you're 17. What option were you going to have? Let herself be a little comfortable in that situation too long and hopefully fixes it because it sounds like she doesn't want to be a bad mom. They had some bad things happen in their family. She lost a child. She can fix things with therapy. But this might be a big wake-up call for her to now do that because it shouldn't have come to that for her to realize she needed help to be able to take better care of her other children because she has other children that need her. And she's not doing a great job of being there. Not the asshole? Does that need to be said still? Okay. Therapy can be pricey and hard to access. That's a different problem. That is true. But, I mean, regardless, something needs to be done. She needs to do something because what she was doing is an absolute not okay. You don't leave a daughter who's 17 at the mall and tell her to get home her own way. You don't do it. No excuse. But it's a separate problem that needs to be fixed, that therapy can be hard to access and is very expensive. Sometimes, very rarely, insurances will help cover a little bit of it. I wouldn't count on it, unfortunately, but no excuse. Mom can't do that, period. Am I the asshole for telling my daughter I don't care if she has kids? Is this one going to be fun? I want a fun one. I want like a fun one that isn't just like so much packed issues that now are imposed on children that will one day be out in the world, and hopefully they can get the help for it at some point because they don't deserve that. But boy, do I need, you know what I need? You know what I need? Do you know what I need? I know what I need. But do you know what I need? Hold on. Hold on. Just, just give me 1 second here. And, yep, that's, that.
I haven't had sex for a really...
Oh, if you heard that, just, yeah. Oh, where'd I go? Hello? Hello? Oh, there's you. Hello. Oh, I'm still not there. Hello. I'm gonna move this out of the way. And I'm gonna move my camera down because why is it so laggy when I move you? Is that good? That looks good. All right. We're gonna watch another cut button video because these are really, really fun. Have usually a nice ending. Almost always somebody ends up with like a match at the end. And let's watch some awkward moments between two people who, the way the button works, there is a button. Two people go on a date. At any moment, the button may turn red and you can hit it to swap them out for a new date. And it gets real uncomfortable. Last time there was a furry they brought in. That was a wild card. Let's see what happens in this one.
I haven't had sex for a really long time. Sex isn't really a big deal for me.
That was the way it opened before I had the moment to tell you what we were doing, and I just heard that part, and I was like, wait, I'm not ready. The button asks awful, like, weirdly awkward questions. I can only imagine what the button asked in this case. Let's go find out.
And
not a big deal.
I understand.
But hey!
To the button. A speed
Remember
dating.
when I told you they'll put all kinds of people together? Sometimes girls, sometimes boys. I think this one does that. I think this sounds like maybe a little bit more exciting. They could do anything. Can they see each other? Yeah, and they're going to ask each other questions. They have like a short amount of time. Let's see how this goes.
Show. When the button lights up red, either player may press it and swap out their date for a new person. If 2 people can last on a date for 10 minutes, they win an all expenses paid second date.
I want to know what the second date is, because they make it sound like such a prize. But imagine it's just like a coupon to like Five Guys. They just give you a coupon. Like you get a free McFlurry, or you get, you know, all expenses paid. What's the date though? Applebee's. But you can only get the 20 like half apps. That's all that they'll cover. All expenses paid. The expense is 1 McDonald's Happy Meal. 2, sorry. So it's the 2 people. 2 McDonald's Happy Meals.
Welcome to the button.
We never get to see the date.
What's your name?
I'd love to.
Jesse,
I'm gonna go back. Don't worry. I would love to see a follow-up of every button match. Where are they now? How did their date go? What even is the date? They never tell you. All expenses paid. I bet it's Applebee's. But I would love if they brought everybody that's ever been matched up at the end of a button video back for a little interview to be like, what ended up happening? Hire me. I have so many ideas and thoughts.
Hello.
what's your name?
Jesse.
Jesse, I'm Caden.
Hey, Kaden.
The date begins now.
Oh yeah, the button's a robot voice. They use a real person with a voice changer now, but this one's like more robot sounding. I like the new button better, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What,
Where's she looking?
How old are you?
I'm told, well, why don't you guess?
Yes.
Okay, is it just me or she's being so weird? Why is she being so weird? I think it was Jubilee, but they did bring back some couples from Fear Pong. Maybe we watch that sometime. Oh no, they strip in that show. which I think is fine, but I don't want to watch people strip. Why is she being so weird, though?
You seem nervous.
Well, yeah.
Is it like a good nervous?
Well, who's supposed to answer that?
Do you find them attractive? Is that also though? They just asked how old you are. It's not a big deal. You could just tell them. Why is it a secret? What are you hiding?
Like, what? There's so much going on.
When was the last time you
Girl,
were
you gotta
in a
breathe.
serious relationship?
Go ahead.
What is she hiding? She's so secretive. Take a breath. Just calm down a little bit, girl. And also, what is happening?
7 or 8 months ago now. How about you?
That's a long time ago. Probably 2013. So it's been hard to find someone with.
Oh, that was a long time ago, 7-8 months. Says there's a multiple year gap between her last relationship. I think you should button her. She's being so... How old is she? What are you hiding? She's a vampire, I think.
Staying power.
No offense. I'm sorry, you've been a great date.
No, she
Sorry,
wasn't.
Jesse.
Don't lie to her. She was not even a good date. She's so weird. Why'd you even come on the show if you're gonna be so awkward? I love you though. Work on it.
This is brutal. I'm an asshole.
No, not the asshole.
Hi,
My name's Mikey.
Caden.
Nice to meet you.
He's
The
tall.
date begins now.
So this thing can talk to us.
Yeah, can you give us a prompt?
When was the last time you both cried?
We should never ask the button for a prompt. We should just come up with our own. I think the least amount that the button speaks, the better. But I mean, hey, when was the last time you cried? Be vulnerable.
Honestly, not for a long time. I'm like waiting for it to hit me, and so many
Yesterday.
moments have passed that it hasn't.
This
I'm
morning.
like, am I able to cry anymore? You know what I mean?
I hope that cry comes.
Someone hug him. Wait, what did he just say? He said it's... I have to hear that again.
For a long time. I'm like waiting for it to hit me, and so many moments have passed that it hasn't. I'm like, am I able to cry anymore? You know what I mean?
What happened to you? Who hurt him? And hug him immediately.
I hope that cry comes for you in a good way.
Thanks, I'm waiting for it.
I hope you cry. You will when I button you.
I'm now.
I'm gonna call it.
You are
He's about to have that cry now. He's gonna go have that first cry in a long time. Oh, let it out. It's okay though.
released, Mikey.
I love his outfit. Can we talk about that? Did you see that little plaid satchel? I love that. But he said, you know, I haven't cried in a while, and they were like, all right, I'm gonna give you a reason to cry. Boom, button.
Why did you reject them?
No sparks. I knew this was gonna be harder than Tinder.
That's fair.
Okay, I'm gonna.
All right.
It's great to meet you.
You don't get to do that. I do that part. I skip if it's not interesting. What? Was it really that bad? What? This is a weird... Is this not a really weird vibing? Like, the vibes are so weird in this video this time. This one's 2 years old. They only just started doing the button again, and then they stopped for a really long time because, you know, pandemic happened. They just skipped their whole date. What happened? But, they're buttoned and now are out, so...
Yeah, you too.
Sorry. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. Let's see who the next one is.
How many... I've never had this happen before in a button video. Why are we skipping all of them? Were they really all that bad? How many people are in that back room? How long is the list? I'm not even invested in these people. I don't even know who even are you?
I'm Carter.
Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet
That's
you.
Carter.
All right, cool.
That's
What's
all we
poppin'?
know.
What's good?
Not much. Just worked all day.
I also like
What
their
about you?
outfit.
Yeah, I work too. Just give people pastries and shit. Make coffee. I'm a barista. Yeah.
All right.
What about you?
I'm a server at Olive Garden.
I don't know his name. They never gave it. They skipped. We know Carter's name. I don't know you, sir. I'm sorry, but I'm interested. This is good.
Dude, lit. You get free breadsticks though.
You don't get free breadsticks. You
Okay.
You work at Olive Garden?
That's fair.
Tyson, you're out.
All right.
Okay, I kind of want to. Did look at their face. Okay, but okay. Couple thoughts. He like very slowly was going towards it, and Carter saw him doing it. I didn't think they actually beat him to the button though, but look at the way he inches towards it, and Carter clues in. They're seeing him going, so.
Don't get free breadsticks.
Okay.
Carter's here for the free breadsticks. They really went in and pressed it first.
All right.
They're so happy about it. Look at that.
Carter, what is your type?
You know,
Carter
honestly,
came to
anyone.
date the button.
If you're into me, I'm into you. Are we vibing, button?
Well, I think so.
Are you allowed to just... You don't... Okay, wait, though, Carter. Don't trust this button, though. Don't trust the button.
Give me a little kiss. Wow.
Hi.
I loved that. But someone is back there. What if that... What if the button really does fall in love with one of the contestants sometime? It's an actual person hiding in a room in the back with a little microphone that has the voice changer and they talk like a robot. But what if one of the people on one of these dates, the person in the back is like, I'm kind of really vibing with this person right now. What can we do to make that happen? Because there's a vibe happening here between Carter and the button, and I really would love to see that happen. Who's back there with their microphone?
I'm Carter.
I'm Jane.
Nice to meet you. How's your day going?
It's going honestly really great.
Yeah.
Eyebrows.
How is yours?
It's good now.
I like Carter. They're gonna flirt him.
What do you do for your hobbies?
I like to paint shit.
Also, can we just talk about how these are like the best conversations and questions? And the button didn't ask any of them, just to point out. But they're like actually having good conversations, getting to know each other. No one's coming in here like, I'm gonna just press first. I don't care who you are. I'm here to win the game.
Man, I'm going to school right now for graphic design because I'm trying to like make a brand for myself. Because if I
How
go
would
like
you describe your brand?
maybe like 2000s cartoon. You watch like Cartoon Network at all or anything?
I like their vibe
absolutely.
a
In the
lot.
2000s,
Yeah,
that's like,
totally.
oh yeah, like
exactly.
Ed, Ed, and
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get all of those characters tattooed on me, bro.
Oh really? Do you have any tattoos at all?
Yeah, I've got like a clown right there.
Oh, I like it.
But these are all stick and pokes. My friend does them.
Oh, if you don't mind me.
No, go ahead,
touching,
yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Like these are like.
We're only halfway, though. We're only halfway. She's touching the tattoos. She made a little touch move on.
Beautiful sticker.
Right? I'm like serious about color blocking on my body, so I have like.
I'm sorry.
Hey, you catfish me, bro. You catfish me so hard.
That's not what catfishing is, though. But that's. Oh. I didn't want to see Carter go. Oh. You know what, though? They really gave each other a chance. I don't think I would ever button someone on the first opportunity because I feel like that's just not enough time. And a couple of times I was like, I would at least like given it one more go. Man, but yeah, she gave that one more go. And if she wasn't into Carter, then, you know, I just hope there is someone out there.
It's your loss, though.
I know. I'm sorry.
You're damn right! You still have the button!
Jane, why did you reject Carter?
Yeah, I'd like to know.
You can... Okay, I don't think that they should be allowed to hear this part. They should be in the other room already. Let's say it. We all want to know.
In general, like I can see us being like really good friends, but like I can't like see like a romantic relationship in it.
Jane, you were so valid for that. I just want to say. As much as I would love to hate you because we all grew to love Carter in this short amount of time, that's fair. It's fair. And you went very, you know, you gave 2 whole rounds of the button being lit up, and we want you to find love too. But I hope that the button calls Carter later.
Okay.
Hey, I'm Scott.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
You have beautiful eyes.
I love your lashes.
Thank you.
You have a good look.
Thanks. So do you.
When he started to sit down, I didn't imagine him being bald, and then he was, and I was like, oh, and that's it. Nothing about it. Just I saw the beard, and I was like, oh, and then she like seemed really into whoever was the man sitting down, and then it cut to him, and I just
Like your beard.
Scott
He's a good
has
beard.
ADD.
okay. You can't just out people like that.
You have ADD.
I do.
Me too.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy.
right.
What just happened? What was that? What just happened there?
Yeah. It's fucking crazy.
She went to hit the button with her elbow after the high five. She just look at the way she's gripping. She's clinging onto this pillow for dear life back there. I just had to show you. She just tried to elbow the button down when it turned red. Now that was really sneaky. I don't know if it counted, but she went for that. She went for it. I don't think it was an accident. I think she intended to. Do you see that? She went for that. She went for that, right?
You have ADD.
Look at this. Look at her.
too.
What?
Yeah. Fucking crazy. Oh, wait, did I like ruin it?
No, you're fine. There we go.
It looked intentional.
I don't know. What's
Maybe?
your experience? I know with ADD, for me, it feels like everything's
Okay,
like
let's see.
moving
No.
through my head a million miles an hour. I
Yeah.
get embarrassed by things easily because I think that I'm saying things wrong.
Maybe I was
Like,
wrong. Maybe I was wrong.
this would
Oh,
be-
never mind. I take it back. I, you know what? It really seemed like she was going for it with the elbow. That might have been an accident, but she definitely meant that one. She's being really nice. She's giving a decent amount of time to each person. And then after a few rounds, if she's just not feeling it, then that's fair. If she tried to sneak elbow in a press when his hand was occupied in the high five, that would have been, you know. But I think maybe that was an accident, and then she gave it some more time. She thought about it even, and at the last second, pew.
Why did you reject him?
He's really cute, but like, I don't want to talk about like my ADD and stuff with like someone else.
Then ask him a different question. You asked the question about his ADD. But, I mean, she's giving each person a lot of time. I'll give her that, though. But you asked that. The button brought it up, first of all. And then she asked more about it. I think she just didn't like him.
Is this like make me kind of a bitch?
Hi.
I'm good. How are you?
Well,
My name's Mikey.
We literally did skip through so many people, and we're immediately skipping Mikey again. Immediately.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. No.
Yeah. Oh, this is hard. Hi.
Is it hard to be the one hitting the button every time? Is that really? Are you really having such a hard time? Okay.
Hi. How are you? I'm good. How
her vibes are really good, and I don't want to see another person get buttoned by this woman. Jane is on a rampage right now.
are you?
Good.
Oh my god, I love your glasses. I love your earrings.
Okay, Jane just went to hold her hand. Jane just went to hold her hand, and I don't know who this one is because they didn't they stopped introducing people with their name at any point, even if they keep the interview in. Okay. I kind of want the button to get pressed on Jane right now, but she held her hand.
Brenna plays the jazz
Brenna.
flute.
Oh,
She's into jazz.
but like Ron Burgundy style?
They're not even looking at the button. They're not even paying attention to the button.
Funk and jazz band
When was your last serious relationship?
3 years ago, and I lived with my ex. Then there was a really bad breakup, and
Took
I
some
ended up,
time,
like
that's okay.
having to separate myself from my entire friend group and like kind of restart.
She just, you saw that eye contact with the button and not with Brenna. Brenna, you need to do it first. If she's going to hit the button, you got to do it first, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine was like 2.5 months ago.
Okay, she just looked at it.
But
She was
we
just thinking
like,
about it.
weren't
It's
right
fine.
for each other.
Do you like to dance?
Oh, absolutely.
I
Do you?
fucking love dancing.
Hell yeah. Where do you like to go on the weekends?
I go to like
Chop
Motown,
Suey?
Chop Suey.
Yeah,
I
Chop
go fucking-
Suey,
yeah. Like,
Okay, Jane is making some moves, reaching over and touching Brenna all the time.
what's
Everything
Let's
else.
see a dance move.
Can we have music?
La 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 la
Oh.
la 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 la. That was actually really good. This seems to be going well.
I was gonna say, how much time?
Are you attracted
10
to
minutes
Jane?
have gone by.
I am.
Is that it?
I'm like very attracted to you as well.
Hold hands for 10 seconds.
Oh, yeah,
Stare
absolutely.
deeply into each other's eyes.
I'm so down with it. Hi.
I don't. That's a little too close for
No,
me.
it's fine.
It's a little awkward for me, a little too close for comfort, but they're in love, and I just can only imagine because they don't come back to these contestants to see where they are now. I can just only imagine that they're married, and that's just my personal opinion.
Okay, that's enough.
Wait, give us like 10 more seconds.
Would you like
They
to
just
go
fell in love
on
right
a
there.
second date with each other?
I would
All
love
expenses
to.
paid? To Applebee's? Huh? Huh?
Yeah.
Congratulations, you have won the button.
We won the button. Hell yeah. I'm so happy. I know.
I feel like what's a better prize that they should do, except for this like mysterious all expenses paid date, which is, it's definitely something cheap. We all agree it's something cheap that the expense is like minimal. But what they should do, anybody watch Love Island? Give them a prize of money, and the person, I don't know how you decide who gets to have, you have the envelope, one of them gets the money and they can choose to split it to take on a little date, or they can choose to keep it and not go on the date. Huh? Is that better? Or do we just give them their Applebee's? Do we just let them have their Applebee's and go on their date? Well, that was a very happy ending. That was a really short one though, so I kind of want to do one more, and then I think I'm gonna go. But that didn't feel like enough, so I would like to watch another one. Oh. You know what I want to do? I want to skip that beginning part because it spoils a little bit, in my opinion. So let's watch this one.
Speed dating show. When the button lights up red, either player may press it and swap out their date for a new person.
You have been eliminated.
If 2 people can last on a date for 10 minutes,
Hey,
they
that's the
win
one
an
we just
all
watched.
expenses paid second date.
Welcome to the button.
Hey, what's up? I'm Nick.
Hi.
I think that my microphone's too not sensitive enough for you to have just heard that, but my stomach just made the most ghostly groan I've ever heard it make. Let me go back because that blew my mind. My own stomach made that noise. What is Liam H. Bond sending me? Okay, he's literally sending me puns, and that's it. Just literal puns.
Welcome to the button.
Hey, what's up? I'm Nick.
Hi, how you doing? I'm Ty.
Nice to meet you, Ty.
Nice to meet you too. You know how
The
this?
date begins now.
Do you know how this go?
I think so.
Yeah, it can hear us. It be hearing us. It be talking to us. So,
I hear all.
see, I
The
ain't got time
omnipotent
for that.
button.
What'd you do today?
Nothing much. I'm just taking a gap year from college right now, so I just woke up and cleaned my room and stuff.
Oh yeah. How old are you?
Chilling right now. I'm 19.
You're 19.
What's the age range of the people you're putting in the show? Because I'm pretty sure there's been 30-year-olds, and I don't really see that one working. You know, maybe, but she's definitely too old for him. I think that's the look of someone that's too old to be dating a 19-year-old. Is this look? If I can freeze frame it, that's the look of someone that is not interested in dating a 19-year-old. Oh, that didn't work.
You're 19.
I know.
I'm 26. You got kids?
26.
No, not yet.
I got kids.
What?
26 with kids. I don't
Okay,
think.
well I'm gonna let you run it back.
It's nice to meet you.
I didn't,
So,
I
at least you
didn't
had
see
a
that one
round.
working out,
I
honestly.
did
But
little boy.
eliminate
No,
you.
but you're sitting here 19-year-olds. Okay, I got kids.
You make a
he is a kid, basically. Yeah. I just wasn't gonna work out. I don't blame anybody there.
good father.
What?
I don't.
Hello.
What?
Hi.
I really hope she hasn't let anything the button has said slide so far. She questioned him, and I like that because nobody ever says, what? What did you just say? Did you really just say that? Somebody needs to do that because the button needs to be stopped at some point.
What's your name?
I'm James.
How tall are you?
If she has kids, why is she on the show? Well, hey, she's allowed to be on the show and have kids. She's looking for love too. You know, one of the ones we watched, the 2 people at the very, very end, one of them had kids. And the other one said, that's not a deal breaker. And they went on their date. And it was lovely. It was great. It was amazing. But don't put the 19-year-old who is basically a kid. Maybe he shouldn't have been here.
I'm 6'7".
The date begins
That man's a skyscraper. What?
now.
Yeah, this is our date. Yeah, it's pressure.
He
Are
also
you
looks
nervous?
I am excited
young,
and nervous.
but also could
Okay,
be older.
Yeah, ask some questions.
Yeah,
then.
so
You
what do you
excited?
do for fun?
I smoke weed.
I smoke a lot.
That's
That pause. I was like, what's happening here? Is he just waiting?
we're kicking it. That's about what I do for fun. I mean, I have kids, so you know, I'm pretty much a homie mom right now. So kicking it's not really my forte.
She's a homie.
No. You guys,
Aw.
it was nice to meet you.
The pause, I thought he was just gonna be like not into it, but then, hey, I don't know how old this guy is. I can't tell. He could go either way for me, but yeah. Not everybody's ready for that. Oh, I like him. Everyone freaking out about the fact that there's weed. Oh, weed?
I'm not ready to be like a stepdad or nothing like that.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fine.
I'm just not. I don't know, man. I'm young.
Was that a joke? I genuinely don't know. Does she smoke weed? They both smoke weed. That's what everybody who couldn't figure that out at the. Yeah. That's fine. Hell yeah.
I'm sorry. Hello.
Hi.
My name's James.
Vesta, how tall are you?
This is really they're putting people all over the place. And note, exactly zero judgment on the people who are here. I'm just imagining if it had worked out where the 19-year-old was still here. She looks like his mother, potentially. She could be his mom. I don't think that one would have worked out, but, you know, what do I know?
I am 6'7".
Wow.
Yes. May I ask how tall you are?
5'4".
5'4". Cool. Oh, no.
He was considering it. He was like, you know, I don't know how old he is. I can't figure it out still. So who knows? Maybe he's like mid-30s, but looks really young. And maybe she's like early 40s. And maybe he was cool with that. But then he pressed it, but it was gone. The moment was gone. Oh, you took way too long. You just take the L and wait for the next round to come. It took you so long.
No? Ooh.
Too late.
Too late. I'm sorry.
Oh, she did the hair flip. She's waiting. Now she's gonna get that button first. I don't blame her.
Yeah, that's awkward.
Well, keep talking. Yeah, he deserved it. He's allowed to want to press the button, but he just took so long. You just wait for the next time. You don't. Oh. But do you have anybody else? Never mind. I'd love for her to find love on this show. Do you have other people like you? You really are actually all over the place with the age range, though.
Hi.
What's going on? I'm Sam.
Hi, Vesta.
It's nice to meet you.
What's that? What you got there? Also, they didn't even. I think that's the first time that upon somebody literally just sitting down and introducing themselves, they've allowed you to press the button immediately. I'm pretty sure they usually give you like a question, just one to even get to answer before it lights up, but they really gave her the out immediately. Because what's that? What you got there? What is that thing? Why is he here?
Who's that?
I couldn't find anyone to babysit, so I just decided to bring him along.
Are you ventriloquist?
No.
Oh. He's shy. Look at that. He's not even looking, that little thing. He's a little too shy on the date. Couldn't find anyone to babysit. It's a good joke. It's funny.
He doesn't talk. He just...
How much money
doesn't talk.
do you guys make?
It's an awfully personal question.
Depends on the week.
What do you do for work?
A professional cuddler.
What I respect is they just were like, I'm not going to answer your question button. I'm going to ask my own. Honestly, that's a good move. Yeah, that was better. That was good. I respect that.
And I also make jewelry.
Nice. Seems like a good line of work.
It is.
Whoa.
It is.
That silence. That's a nice thing to say. That's a good line of work, jewelry making. But I kind of went nowhere. Wait, did she say cuddler? Did I miss that? Wait. I heard jewelry maker.
Nice. Seems like a good line.
Yeah, I skipped that.
It's an awfully personal question.
Depends on the week.
What do you do for work?
A professional cuddler.
Oh. I really did just not hear that and skipped it. Okay, all right. Is cuddling with the puppet off limits?
And I also make jewelry.
Nice. Seems like a good line of work.
Does he mean the jewelry or the cuddling? Which one is he into right now? I can't tell.
It is. It is.
Nothing? Nothing.
Do you guys find each other attractive?
Yes, you're attractive, yes.
What about the puppet?
No. No. God, no. Oh my God. Why did he... Again, I have to wonder. Did the cut people ask him to bring... Did he put it in his little application that he has a puppet and they were like, will you bring it on the date? Or did he... Does he just do that? Does he just bring that on dates already? I don't know.
He's cute.
She's lying. He's not into her. He's not into her. But I thought you thought it was a good line of work. Which one? He doesn't like that she's a jewelry maker, I bet.
Why did you press me?
You know, she seemed hesitant about the puppet, so...
I mean, it's fair if they're not into the puppet. It's like I said with the furry. If immediately they're not into it, then it's already, you know, it wasn't going to work out. So might as well get it out of the way. If it's not going to work, it's not going to work. Might as well figure it out, you know, immediately. That's not fair enough.
So, kind of a deal breaker for me. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
It's going good. I had to eliminate the last person
Is she wearing a Gumby shirt?
because she
Is that his
wasn't
name?
into the puppet, so...
That's Gumby, right? Gumby? Do we... Is that his name? That's his name, right? Hold on. If I were to Google image... Just in case I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that's Gumby. Oh my God, do you even know what that is? Do you guys know who Gumby is? Gumby and Pokey. This is Gumby and Pokey. What even was this? Was this a show? I know who it is. Did I watch this? I don't remember anything about it other than the fact that's Gumby. And the horse is Pokey. That's a sick shirt. All right.
Interesting.
She wasn't into the puppet. And listen, if she's not into it, she's not into it, and it's a deal breaker, so goodbye, puppet. I will not miss you.
Why Cosmo?
Because of the puppet.
Her name's Cosmo. Wait. Cosmo is wearing green? I'm on to you.
Puppets are cute.
I don't know. Not that one.
Not that one. Honestly, I'm not into puppets at all. I wouldn't even say just not that one. All of them.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good.
What's your name?
Wogan.
Wogan.
Why are you guys single?
Start unpacking.
You go first.
I don't know, I just have really high standards and...
As you should.
Do I meet those
What?
standards? Do I meet those
I don't know.
Wogan.
Yes, sir.
When
She had a little
was
smile.
the last time you had sex?
You just can't. You don't ask people that on the first date. You're trying to sabotage these people.
A month ago.
How about you, Cosmo?
Button is just too nosy. What does he want to know this for? This is just for him, I feel like.
It's been like a year.
Oh, okay. Do you miss it?
Take it or leave it on.
His face and asking, do you miss it?
That's funny. I do miss it.
You had it a month ago.
Wogan
Yes,
wants
sir.
to date someone who is thick. What is thick?
I think that the idea behind the button not knowing things, like when it asks what alcohol tastes like, is not because it's a child. It's just a robot. Now it's asking what thick is.
Well, you know, a person that's healthy.
I do not understand. Is
What's hard to
Cosmo
understand?
thick?
I'll get canceled.
You have been eliminated.
I like Cosmo. Cosmo is cool.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I think the button
My
does have a
name's
problem.
Thurston.
I'm Cosmo.
Nice to meet you. What do you do for work?
Thurston. It looks like a Krispy Kreme shirt. It isn't, but the colors make me think Krispy Kreme. Is that the colors of Krispy Kreme, or am I making that up? Now I've got to Google Krispy Kreme logo. Not Kristen Bell. That's not what I want. Krispy Kreme. Yeah, it looks like Krispy Kreme.
I'm a line cook.
Oh, nice, nice.
What do you do?
I serve and bartend.
Sick.
Like similar, like.
My bad. It was just a 7-Eleven shirt. It's actually just a 7-Eleven shirt, not a Krispy Kreme. My bad. My bad. It's 7-Eleven. That's kind of a sick shirt, 7-Eleven. Looks like Gucci the way the pocket is.
Similar deal.
Oh yeah.
Thurston, have you ever been to jail?
Why would you ask that if the answer's not yes?
No. I've been in the back of a police cruiser, but never been.
Why
to
would you
jail.
ask that? Who thinks to ask that if you don't already know the answer is yes? Usually he asks things like, are you a virgin? Because he knew one of the people was a virgin. But have you been to prison? No. Oh, okay. Why?
Why?
I used to take out my parents' car.
They kinda
when I was,
matched, too. Look at them.
15. So that wasn't
Green and green.
You probably shouldn't do that.
Cosmo likes sensitive bros. Are you a sensitive bro?
A sensitive bro.
bro.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. I
When's the last
honestly-
time you cried? When's the last time you cried? That's what we need to know.
I cry over like everything, like TV, like not like everything, like real life, but.
Am I psychic? How many times have I predicted what happens next in anything ever? Honestly, too often. Too often? Remember when I predicted how many cows Scott had killed literally perfectly? 257? I'll never forget. That has never happened to me before, but that was an insane moment when it did happen. Anyway.
Like a sad story arc, like I'm a fucking sucker.
Whoa. What's your sign?
Same.
I'm a Capricorn.
Whoa.
What's your sign?
Cancer.
Cancer. Okay.
Whoa.
I don't know very
What even does that mean, though?
many cancers actually.
They're known for crying a lot.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, we could cry together.
I cry a lot, but I'm a Leo. So I just tell people about it a lot, and that I'm a Leo.
Guys find each other attractive.
Yep.
Yep.
Hold each other's
They are a vibe, actually.
My hands are sweaty because I'm nervous.
What minute are we at? Button.
They're waiting for the 10 minutes.
pretty close.
Oh.
What are the other guys out there like? Like, should I hit the button?
Thurston
Or-
and Cosmo. I'm into it.
I think you're pretty cool.
Imagine
I'd
if
definitely
he-
go on a second date with you.
His hands are occupied, so again, and he's like, you know, actually, I changed my mind. Head slams the button.
Awesome. I feel
Would you guys go on a second date with each other?
To
We
Applebee's?
just said that.
I'm sorry.
Do we hit the button in victory now?
No, don't hit the button.
Don't touch me. Congratulations. You have
Yay!
won the button.
They won the button. Now they get to go to Applebee's. All
Where
expenses
are we going? Do you have
paid.
any ideas?
The date is over.
Add-a-ball?
The date's over, but
Leave.
Wait, were they making plans for the date? Did they get to pick what they do and then just Cut will pay for it? In that case, I would like a flight to Disney World. If that's the case. They were making plans for what their date would be. Cut says they're paying for it. I'm going to Disney World for 1 week. That is one date. Just a week-long date. And we will be eating in the castle. I would like at least one meeting with one princess with a photo and fast passes. That's my one date, please. Well, that's good. I love those videos. Those are just so fun. And they always have a happy ending because they always do end up with somebody matching with somebody, as far as I know. I don't know if eventually we'll get to one where they just never got to a person that matched with another one. I don't know. Haven't seen that happen yet. but we'll watch more of them to find out. That's gonna be all of my stream for today. Thank you guys for hanging out. This is fun. I love reading Am I the Assholes, watching cut videos, seeing awkward dates happening. Cat. I'm gonna send you guys off, but let me just really quick update the goal because it didn't have the correct number. That's better. Oh, I hit it. Wait, hold on. It's 1666. I just wanted to point that out. Anyway, let me... Lousy Lucy, thank you for the Prime. Mikula, thank you for subscribing for 25 months. All Too Mallard, thank you for subbing. Emar, thank you for the Prime. H Doctor, thank you for the Prime. Ethan Parker, thank you for subscribing. Fluffy Bumblebee, did I say thank you for the gifted subs? And Jason, thank you for the gifted sub. And hugs. What do you hear? You heard hug and you want one? I'll give you so many hugs, baby bean. Anytime somebody's name is blue, I can't read it. Starai, I think is that said. Randomizing username. H Doctor. Villainous Fox. And Emil. Everyone bring it in for a big hug. Thanks for hanging out today on stream. I will be live again tomorrow. I'm working on the next Empires episode to hopefully put out tomorrow, if not the next day. Because I got my villager all ready, and I got the tree all built, and I got full netherite, literally everything except for a hoe, which I might just do that. So that'll be good. That'll be so good. Now, let's send you away. Bring your vibes, only the best of them, off to friend of Elena. She's playing Mario Kart, and I'm really bad at it, but actually I was going to ask if she wanted to come over to my house sometime and we could play Mario Kart and hang out. I'm trying to have people come over to my house more, and I made a group for going to the beach and hang out with my friends more. I'm getting back into being social. I forgot how to do it for a long time. But thank you guys for hanging out today. Thanks for staying, so many of you, watching us play in games. I just lied. We didn't do that. Thanks for hanging out and watching me read Am I the Assholes and videos. And feel free to follow and subscribe to me on YouTube. I make this content of cut videos reacting on my second channel. I make Minecraft content on my main channel. And I have a VOD channel in case you want to catch some other fun streams I've ever done. They're all going to go over there. And I'll see you in the next stream tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody. Go bring your good vibes. I'll see you later. Say goodbye, Star.